First quarter underway. Here's Noel Watson.
What surprise, Atwell to do the ruck work. He gets up high, gets the ball down, the ball goes straight in underneath the pack. The umpire's circling, Ange McGowan going to have to ball this one up, I think. Yes, she does. Step straight in, and the ball on is up. We've played 9 seconds into the game, and we get the usual secondary ball up. Shane, the pressure is on both sides. Woodley won the toss, Brian, I think.
Yeah, but kicked against the breeze and allowed the Raiders first use.
So ball now comes off the pack, coming out the back. Cameron taken to ground, comes out to Huntley now. He's quickly claimed as well. We're going to get another ball up.
He's important, Huntley. Going to be really important.
He's one of their bulls that really does work on the inside and the outside. So they'll be looking for him to really push the ball inside forward.
Ruck work goes away. The Tigers went out the back of the pack. Nobody able to get on it cleanly. Now they've got an opportunity where fumble. The pressure there already. The handball comes great work. Goes out the back to Jake Hare. He's got it on focus and he's gone, Jake Hare. And finally you take the first and only option that didn't go his way. And the free kick going the way of the Tigers. Centre wing right in front of us here.
So Cameron now, short chip inboard, doesn't quite find the target in Stone. Had plenty of time though, handballs back to Gardner. Looks up towards half forward, clears the pack. Barrington at the back takes it. Quickly just throws it on the boot. Oh, Atwell didn't quite take the mark. May couldn't trap it as well. It comes back into the pack as Miller bursts through.
Right, close to the boundary line. Just scrubs it around the ground. Has it gone over the line? There's a free kick down the ground, going the way of the Warley side. And the player coming back into the side today is Jose Miliardo. Swings wide, comes off the side of the boot. And Matt Thomas for the Raiders tries to clear through the guts.
So Thomas to Smith through the middle. Handball out to O'Dwyer in space. Whistle blew, umpire said advantage paid. Now the handball back to Smith, over the top. Now it comes back inboard to Baggs, just mucking around with it here. Koondrook Barham, they've turned it over. Domar, his kick smothered, and trying to get back there first will be O'Dwyer.
Ball on the other side, O'Dwyer, he's a clever player. Uses the ball beautifully. This time goes backward by hand. The Raiders try to set up through the middle of the ground. They do that through Hare now. He's under pressure. A scrubber of a kick. Really makes about 5 metres. It's close to the outer side boundary line. We're probably going to say that a bit today because the breeze, compliments of Mawson's concrete brine, is going in that direction.
Certainly is. 2 or 3 goals down to the bottom end, away from the club room. So they're kicking with it, the Raiders, and they haven't used it very well early.
Yeah, O'Neill there blazing away. Kicked it straight to Michael Grant at half back. He now spots up Wishart in the middle of the ground. So looking for options, told to play on now. This goes back, cross, and mark taken there for the Raiders.
Interesting that when they won the toss and decided to go upstream, the Raiders kick. It's an up and under by Kane. Goes toward the scoreboard on the outer side. For those that missed it, a ripper game in the reserves. Just advantage right on the siren as the free kick was taken. Swan's got up. The kick comes wide. Here's a chance for the Raiders through Wishart. Got the boot on the right side. Goes up and under with the kick. Oh, look to me, Hounds. The free kick will be taken, I'm sure, here. Player getting up. Tommy May just went up for the ball, got his hands dragged, Stone on the mark, and Tommy May, first opportunity here, and a big one for the Raiders.
It's always dangerous, May. They looked down, it was good kick by Wishart, lowered his eyes, didn't just blaze away. Probably could have had a shot, but on the left boot, decided just to spot up Tom, and he's now well and truly within kicking distance and not much of an angle.
Tommy May comes in. Oh, it's a rugged looking running, but I tell you what, he loves it off the boot. 1 to the Raiders, 1 to Tommy May, and we are off and running. The Raiders 1 straight 6. They lead the Warreneen combination yet to score on the Blue Sky Outdoor Experts scoreboard.
Don't like winning tosses and kicking against breezes and giving the opposition an opportunity to maybe, if they do use it well, end up with a fair lead at quarter time, and it's very, very hard then to get that momentum back into that second quarter. If the Raiders then do go out here and do what they do in this first quarter and put 4 or 5 goals on and keep the opposition down to nothing, it is a fair advantage for the rest of the day. I'd rather be 4 or 5 goals up at 3/4 time, having to defend that, than trying to kick them.
So Barrington didn't start in the ruck.
No, Atwell in the ruck, but it certainly didn't work well for Richmond in 2013, no. Brian, as you'd know very well, as it comes out now. Anucci off the back, handball to Miller into traffic, he's claimed, gone, holding the ball, Matt Thomas. with the tackle, and the Raiders, they are up and about early.
The Raiders come wide. The run off half back here to Michael Grant, takes the mark, was thinking about it.
Should have went.
Yeah, should have, but the lead, nothing happening, so he's going to square back up in through the middle of the ground. Or a half forward player just got pushed over, and that play was in fact Tommy May. Umpire didn't spot it. Now the mark is back in the centre through Jack Thomas.
So Thomas now quickly out towards O'Dwyer on the lead, just lets it get over the back, still tracking back O'Dwyer. Little tap, tried to find Dick O'Flaherty, but can't keep it in, and we'll have a boundary thrown 40 metres around from goal for the Raiders. They lead 1 straight 6 to Warraneen, yet to score.
I don't mind O'Dwyer being on that outer side because that gets them in with the wind. He's on the correct side then. The ruck work comes inboard. Atwell gets the ball to the forward pack. Goes straight back towards a boundary line. Now Warraneen there in numbers. Stone, clever, pushes the ball along the ground. Or got a high one over the boundary line, is it? The umpire's going to officiate. The umpire says yes, throw the ball in. First score went the way of the Raiders. 1 straight through their coach Tommy May. They lead 1 straight. The Warraneen side yet to score. Blue Sky Outdoor Experts scoreboard.
Still using it very, very well, and their intensity is right up at the moment, the Raiders.
So Gardner, they're winning the contest, but the Raiders winning the clearance. The handball from Dick O'Flaherty is turned over, and we're going to get a boundary throw in, however. Warraneen unable to take advantage on that occasion, but interesting matchup to watch throughout the afternoon, Bull, and that will be Kai Atwell doing the rucking against Lockie Gardner.
Yeah, it's just, and then Barrington's sort of hanging across half back. He's gone into a half-back position, and that may be as a tall marking option.
I wonder to come the second term, they're changing the use of the breeze. There might be a change. The mark taken by the Tigers as they square up through the middle of the ground. Running through is O'Neill. We know he can kick the ball long. Not so accurate on this occasion. A lovely spin out of the back. First one, yes. Second one, no. Cole Kane gone at centre half, and a terrific tackle making by Jose Miliardo.
So Miliardo back into the team since that broken jaw. First game this afternoon, sits it up in the air. Umpire's found a free kick. It's going against Michael Grant for the Raiders, and it will be Robbie Miller for Warraneen to take the kick.
Well, I'd like to see that again, because I think it's just, two opponents one-on-one backing into each other. I don't think he had a hold of him. He's trying to defend, hands around the front, but I don't think there was any hold. But yeah, the umpire was maybe another 5 yards closer than I.
Yeah, like about 25, but you're right, it's a better position, but I don't mind the decision as long as they're consistent.
Well, that will be the key throughout the afternoon, but Miller, in the meantime, with the chance to kick the Tigers first, and he hasn't even registered a score. Out of bounds on the full, and it will be Jake Hare to bring the ball back into play. At the moment, it is Koondrook Barham leading 1 straight 6 to Warraneen, yet to score.
You've got to be deliberate when you're kicking against the breeze. You can't just come in and try and guide it through. Kick it hard, and that way it'll make sure it stays on line.
The mark taken down at half tack here by Tommy May, long way up the ground. Tommy giving direction toward the centre wing. It's an up and under, using the breeze, looking the distance and gets it. Oh, great effort in front. Strong mark pulled in for the Tigers. Now they're often running through CAD, comes down the ground, bang, close to the boundary line, back over the line, and out of bounds. Jose Miliardo was the target. Didn't quite get onto it, Shane.
Right, kick was just a little bit errant there from the veteran in CAD.
Good mark.
The Tigers just trying to get that free-flowing game moving, trying to work the angles. Just can't find a way through the defence at the moment of the Raiders. Barrington is going to be impinged there for a push out in the ruck contest. It'll be a free kick to Gardner. So Gardner now, short, passes on. Mark taken by Heenan. Still too far out to score, especially kicking into the wind here in this first turn, the Tigers.
Big lead.
Heenan now kick, good work from O'Neill, takes the mark out in front, and he will be right on the edge of his capabilities. You would think kicking into the wind, he'd be kicking from just inside the 50.
I can't see him getting in, so I think you've got to be really able to get about 30 metres out because the breeze is really holding up. I doubt whether it'll hold up right on the line.
Glenn Boyd put the big lead in, just fell short. O'Neill kicks it hard, really hard. Look at the breeze, hold it up. That's gone again, out of bounds on the full. And the Tigers will not be liking this. They've won the toss, they've gone to that end, they've had 2 shots at goal, both of them out of bounds on the full. Kick short, Tommy Land's taking the mark.
Yeah, at the same time though, the Raiders, while they're kicking with the wind, they're not hurting Warraneen at the moment. They're only a goal in front. So Lamb kicks straight into the man on the mark. Lamb was suggesting may have gone over it. O'Neill now from the boundary, check side, misses the goal. And in fact, the mark wasn't paid, and it will be a boundary throw-in.
Corey Kelly got on the end of it. That was a tough decision down here from the umpire, but just didn't even move, didn't flinch. Umpire throws the ball back in. Boundary umpire's been doing a terrific job throughout the finals. A lot of running for them, maybe not so much today. The umpire steps in and says, hey boys, hand it over to me. And that's Brendan Shields has got the footy in hand.
So dangerous position here, Warren once again into attack. Barrington with the tap down for the Raiders. Smith takes it. Handball was good. Dwyer on the end now. Little handball in front of the traffic. The reading at best there for Warren was Warburton. Gave it to Anucci. Now they work it through. Rushton's handball was intercepted by Huntley. He's quickly claimed though. And we will have a ball up half forward for the Tigers.
I'm on the advanced turf goal of the day, and I reckon there was one in the reserves, except for the one that kicked it over the winning one. Johnny Hurst goal was an absolute ripper in the seconds. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a little tricky here today with some of the marks today for Swan Hill High, Shane, with the breeze.
A couple of little ticky touch with free kicks just going Warren's way at the moment. Raiders really, just with one goal on the board this early in the quarter, but you'd be hoping you'd get a few more opportunities.
So Nucci now it is, goes inside 50, but there's a poor kick intended for Boyd. Barrington, as Jacobs sitting in front, taking the mark deep in defence for the Raiders.
Just watching some of the rubbish blows straight down the ground. Barrington with the big bomb. The left footer from back pocket to centre wing. In fact, carries centre wing with the bounce. It's gone all the way down the ground. The Tigers, though, have got the handle on the footy. Coming through beautifully. Nice little duck and weave with Jared Skinner.
So Warren now. Cameron, handball out wide to Barry. Takes it hard against the boundary. Looks inboard to O'Neill. Can't quite take the mark. Spoiled away from him by Howe. Quickly claim though. We're going to get another ball up right on the edge of attacking 50 for the Tigers.
Tigers will be pretty happy at the moment because they've had it inside their arc of 50 for more percentage than the Raiders have had it down the other end. So they're really defending well and giving themselves opportunities early in this quarter.
Another ball up to be taken right on the arc of the 50. You can see the white line there, the umpire trying to work out who's going to be doing the ruck work. Clearly it's going to be Barrington. Barrington comes across. Now there's no person with their hand up. Get on with it, umpire. Throw the ball in the air. Barrington gets the ball, pushes toward the boundary line. Shark by the Tigers. Lloyd Boyd puts the lead in. The ball's in front of him. Goes around with the footy underneath. Dragged off it. Well, the supporters for the Koondrook Barham side wanted a free kick. Tigers wanted it for over the shoulder. The ball comes toward half back. Howell throw and the free kick going away. Oh, Tommy May kicked a goal. Now he's across half back.
Now they've just pushed one player back on the attacking half for the Raiders at the moment. They're looking to slingshot out the back as Baggs takes it on the wing. Can't quite keep it in though, or he does. Just can't quite trap it. Anucci with it as well. Now Baggs hands and knees with the tackle. We're going to get a ball up on the scoreboard side of the ground. At the moment it reads Koondrook Barham 1 straight 6 leading Warreneen yet to score, been playing 12.5 minutes in this first term.
Great result for Baggs there. He was outnumbered, just got over the line from the ruck work. Going forward are the Tigers, close to it now over the boundary line, and the boundary umpire will just trickle down and throw the ball back in again. Big build up to this game of football.
Just sometimes, when you get the breeze at the moment, the Raiders, they're trying to look for that long kick. Sometimes it's better to run the ball and use it like you would normally do, not just hope that the breeze is going to do it for you.
So Nucci happy to see it over the boundary line in front of Cal Huntley. He will be one player to watch this afternoon for the Raiders. Huntley, he is a key mover for them, especially around the stoppages. This is where he's dangerous, Noel.
Absolutely. They'll want him to be. Gammon giving a little bit of a push and shove. Oh, Barrington out of the ruck work. Bang. On the boot. Numbers favour the Tigers down in the defensive zone. Again, I'm sure the Raiders will love to see this go over the line. They can reset. Held not in possession. No play on at the call. Quick hands. Lovely hands. Comes to Dicko Flaherty. The ball socked down the ground by Tommy May. It's loose at half back. But again, the Tigers able to clean up beautifully.
So Heenan, his short chip out wide to Anucci. They'll look to move the ball quickly here. Runner over the top for Anucci is Cameron. Takes the mark. Did he play on? No, said the umpire. He goes back over his mark. Another short little chip on Grant. Reads it best. Oh, just goes through the hands. Ends up with Dymale, who gives it to Anucci.
Oh, lovely piece of play. Corey Kelly back into the side also. Quick hands. The 1-2. The shot across goal by Rushton. Minor score. The Tigers are on the board. Koondrook Barham 1 goal straight. Warreneen 1 behind on the Blue Sky Outdoor Experts scoreboard.
Boyd was not quite happy about that because he had lowered the eyes. He had a dearth of hit up and he would have a shot from about 20 metres out.
I want to see how far Huntley
I
kicks
was
it.
just about to say the same thing. Oh, we've seen him roost a couple into the middle of the ground last week.
This could go over the centre.
Oh, this could end up at half forward if he really gets on it. He doesn't quite get the purchase on it. Goes into the hands of Skinners and then back out again. Oh, May over the top. Is that a free kick? Umpire says it is. It's going to be going to the Dougie Beams.
Yeah, Dougie on the outer side. Yeah, he didn't quite use all the kick in area. Okay, the ball comes in across the pack. Mark taken for the Tigers. Now, where's the lead going to come? Is it going to come from full forward? No. Has to go across the ground. Does he? Oh, players look over their shoulders and say, well, are you taking it or are you? No, the ball comes back in Beams. Sells it one way. Then the other comes with the handball across. The leaders on towards centre half forward. It's a shocker. It's an up and under. Ball comes to O'Neill. Quick hands. Drop the footy. Play on as the call that comes out the back. And Barrington's going to take the pressure off by a long bomb to the vacant half forward line. The ball comes out the back. Heifer swoop. Can he pick the ball up? He's going to try the socket. No, he loses his footing. Both players go to the ground. Heifer gets up. The players from Warreneen steady are able to maintain their footing and they look like they should clear through Cad.
So Cad now looks to switch the play out towards Gammon in the opposite pocket. Takes it now. Gammon has a little bit of a run. Lowers the eyes to O'Neill. Can't quite take the mark, but has plenty of time. Has Miller up further up the field. If he gets a turn, he does. So now taken by Robbie Miller. Now
Miller, half back to centre wing area, kicks toward the centre of the ground. A little bit of the old body, we call it risk and reward in under. Taking the free kick will be Tommy May. If they can get the ball quickly, they've got a chance with Dicko Flaherty in centre half forward. He's on the move, too slow. Tommy's going to maybe have to come wide. He's got Barrington if he wants to. That would be risky. I think go down the ground, try and get a contest at centre half forward. The leader disregards what we're thinking, goes towards centre wing. Good move in the end because Wishart's taken the mark.
Jared Wishart now for the Raiders. Short chip is on. Goes in the direction there of Dicko Flaherty who takes the mark. So centre wing here for the Raiders. Dicko Flaherty, little chip over the top to Banks. He takes it. So slow, steady movement. Now the handball. Back to Dicko Flaherty. Runs his full measure, goes long into the square, and the mark taken by Heifer on the chest. And he's marked about 20 metres out on a little bit of an angle. And he will go back and line up for the Raiders second.
He was dangerous last week.
Yeah, he was, exactly. But the first time, the Raiders actually just chipped it around. They haven't just decided to go long and get it inside forward 50 and hope that someone's going to take a mark. So this time, they chipped it around Bags and O'Flaherty, and then they worked together and then got the lead up from Heifer, and now they get an easy shot on goal.
So big kick here from Brad Heifer. Looking for the Raiders second. They need to capitalise on kicking with this win in this first term. He makes no mistake, he steers it home. And Koondrook Barham, they open up an 11-point lead here in the halfway point of this first term. 2 straight 12 to Warreneen, will be 1 behind.
Compliments of Maccas, the quick around the ground, the North Central Footy League in the reserves. Wedderburn getting to the grand final. They take on Sea Lake Mandalay Tigers because the Birchip Watcham side not quite able to get there. Wedderburn, the Redbacks 7-9-51, defeated Birchip Watcham Bulls 4-6-30. So as I mentioned in the reserves, Wedderburn plays Sea Lake in the under 16s. It's going to be Birchip Watcham and Sea Lake. Golden Rivers, full-time in the reserves, 4-point win to the Wandella boys, 9-7-61. Over Moolameen 9-3-57. The ball back in the centre of the ground. The ruckmen go at it. The Tigers, can they get the quick hands? Or called an out bias as a throw. It'll go the way of the Raiders in the centre of the ground. And let's see their handball goes out wide. And the big bomb, no, gone wide. Brian's called it correctly. They've got discretion the better part of Valor. Well, the target was Jack Thomas over his head, over line and out of bounds. 2 straight. The Raiders will need 1 behind on the Blue Sky Experts scoreboard.
Yeah. Poor kick there from Tom Lamble.
Yep, actually should have hit the target. He had Thomas all by himself, and Thomas has been really, really good. But their intent, the Raiders at the moment, that tackle in the middle of the ground, just straight in and straight out, and made sure that they ruined every kick they get the Tigers at the moment.
Brian Mansbridge, thanks to Mawson's Concrete, comes out now. Huntley got a little bit high in the tackle, and it will be a free kick to Warreneen. It'll be Stone with it at half back for the Tigers.
As the ball has a considered look down the ground. Billy fresh back into the side. Was going to be the hit up, but Cad now is. Now Cad's got players loose. Normally likes to go a little bit lateral.
They're working the angle.
And does it on this occasion. Comes across. And the Tigers, can they get the second one? They cannot. they're locked in at centre half back.
They've done really well here, the Raiders, to shut this movement down. It's what Warrenene like to do. They like to just work the ball on the 45s, slowly work it forward, but they've shut down every option here, the Raiders. Anucci over the top, has a player running forward there in Beams. Takes it now centre wing, scoreboard side of the ground. His kick wasn't a good one, was too short for the intended target. Tommy Lamb picks it up at half back and is more than happy to see it over the boundary line for a throw.
Yeah, good run by Beams. He was the one that kicked it out towards that side of the ground for the centre half back and then pushed all the way down the ground just to be another option, and was able to get it, but then just let himself down probably with the disposal.
Wouldn't have thought at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter it would be 2 goals to 1 behind, but there you are. That's the way the intensity has gone. The handball, speaking of that, comes away with the Tigers. Miliano, left side boundary, kicks left foot, comes across, and the big fella has taken the mark in Boyd. Good setup. Miliano, to be fair, had the shot, but Boyd has got back across and now has a, well, I was going to say comfortable shot at goal. He's a right footer. I think he'll give it a bit of a tweak around. He comes, going to use the left, the big fella. Goes, Lewis kicked a minor score. You can hear Shane in the background.
Hit the post.
It's hit the post, 2 behinds the Tigers. The Koondrook Barham side 2 straight. That's on the Blue Sky Outdoor Experts scoreboard. So near, yet so far.
Had every opportunity to ball. Those posts are very, very skinny at the top there.
There's not much on them. They're not very tall, but on the left boot just didn't quite get the angle around it.
So the Raiders, poor kick out of defence, chopped off by Miliano.
He's been good so early.
He has, and he probably just too far out, you would think now, into the wind, sits it up. Boyd the target, Hare gets back, front position. Good spoil by Jake Hare, wants the boundary, will find it. And the Raiders will set up deep in defence once again.
Terrific defensive work because they've actually got it in the pocket that if you're going to defend in, Shane, that's where you want it. Over in the, well, we'll call it the Balranald club rooms if you like, over that area. It's a terrific spot for them, but Boyd is dangerous when he gets close. Boundary up by Arches, throws it in. Atwell goes the thump, didn't forward it, come his way. Stone lurking as always, super quick around the packs, comes across the body. Boyd, he's got 2 against him, pushes the ball forward, a chance here for O'Neill. He wants the handball out the back, he gives it to Anucci, just across the face of goal. Off the hands, another minor score goes on the board. Warrenene peppering the behinds, not what they want, 3 behinds. The Raiders 2 straight on the Blue Sky Outdoor Experts scoreboard. And compliments of Morse's Concrete, Brian. Neither side taking any advantage.
No, not at the moment, and they just can't quite get their rhythm going, both sides. So it'll be interesting to see who can start hitting some targets in this group.
So Lamb's long kick probably wasn't the best of options. Straight onto the head of Nick O'Neill. He takes the mark. Goes long, back inside 50, Lamb at the back. Wishart was there as well, spoiled away. Hare had it, then lost it. Now comes to Huntley. Just throws it on the boot, ready to get it out of the area. Over the back, through the heads there at Warburton. O'Neill had it, lost it. Comes out now if they can just get a player on the end of it. Heffer just soccers the ball forward, up to the top of 50. Now the foot race is on. Beams and Heffer chasing it back inside, attacking 50 for the Raiders. Beams is first back there. He wants the boundary. Heffer right there with him. He picks it up. Little handball to Dick O'Flaherty. Round the corner from Dick O'Flaherty. Has missed the lot. And it is out of bounds on the full.
Had to come back inside there, Flaherty. Went towards the boundary line. If he spun back in, he had opportunities with players that had made space up through the middle of the corridor.
Probably see what he was aiming at. Right foot, give it a bit of a ride on the breeze, but he was no. He was nowhere near going to make it because he was in the wrong pocket to be doing that. Oh, the kick across the ground, straight through the legs of Anucci. He's quick enough to get back. His kick under a pressure situation, out of bounds on the foot by a long way, and the dangerous O'Dwyer has the ball. Left forward pocket, Raiders in the forward zone.
Well, this
is an opportunity. Yeah.
I was just about to say, Bull, this is the pocket to be kicking from, and he's passed it off to Tommy May, who is equally as adept at this sort of shot at goal on this angle.
Why would you not? He's a brilliant player.
Well, they are 2 of the 3 guys that they are needing to catch a light today, the Raiders. May, O'Dwyer and also Cal Huntley. And so far, they've been busy. They haven't really taken the game by the scruff of the neck yet. But Tommy May with the shot from 45, hard against the boundary. Wind at his back, brings it back. Tommy May has put it through. That is a great shot from the coach of the Koondrook Barham side. They got a 3 straight 18 They lead Warraneen 3 straight behinds, and that is on the Blue Sky Outdoor Expert
That's one of my
scoreboard.
contenders coming through there, boys, for the goal of the day. Advanced Chef. Brian, you're picking the Koondrook Mechanical and 4x4. I don't know how you're going to do it in the first quarter.
Well, the bloke that just kicked the goal has had plenty of it, and he's kicked 2 of the first quarter goals, and he's been in everything at the moment in Tommy Mate. And look, the kicker there, Dwyer just waited, and no one came with me, and he just led hard at the ball, took the hand, good strong hands out in front, and then goes back and, on that breeze, he was never going to miss.
Ruckwork goes out at the same combination going in there. O'Neill starting to get a little bit of the footy. They've given him a run on the ball, a bit of a squirt, I think, the Tigers, to get him into the game. Oh, hell, dropping the footy, holding on to it, the free kick going the way of the Tigers. Terrific tackle from behind there by Rushton.
So Rushton's kick straight up the middle to Glenn Boyd on the lead. He takes the mark about 25 metres out, directly in front of goal.
Tiger-esque, isn't it? Just Tiger-esque. That's the way they want to do it.
Yeah, well, Darren Rustin, he can just go back and really, really just be proud of himself. The way he attacked that tackle. How probably just had that tiny little fumble, which gave him the opportunity. Then what a magnificent play.
So Boyd, he's kicked 66 goals for the season already. Looking for his first this afternoon, has missed.
Unbelievable.
So 4 straight behinds Warraneen for the first term. They trail Koondrook Barham 3 straight 18. That is on the Blue Sky Outdoor Expert scoreboard.
Expect nothing less today, though. These are 2 really accomplished sides. I mean, the pressure out there must be enormous, because you can just see good, skillful players second-guessing already. I mean, the ball went under Nucci's legs, we've had drop marks, and now we've got a monster of a kick from full back.
So Huntley, long, hair, in fact it was Lamb, over the back, little handball off, was taken by Dean, lost it, comes back to Dean, no, now Tommy Mate, tried to get boot the ball, Dean just threw it out, umpire said play on Shannon, he's given it away though to the Warraneen, coming through Stone, 40 metres out, top of the goal square, Miliardo takes the mark. So Warraneen just a little bit cleaner when it mattered. And Miliardo, he's been set on a little bit of an angle here, and he'll line him up 20 metres out.
Gee, they need him too, Miliardo. He's been one of their key players.
He's been one of their key players in this first quarter as well. He's given them a couple of opportunities. Just his class and his presence around the ball. He's such a good kick of the footy as well.
So he's going to be kicking. It's going to be tough from that pocket. The wind is going to be right into his face as well. As Miliardo comes in, kicks across, right across the face, is it? Umpire's just conferring it is a behind. So the Tigers, they go to 5 straight behinds, 5. Koondrook Barham 3 straight 18, and that's on the Blue Sky Outdoor Expert scoreboard.
You'd swear there's a jet engine down there just pushing the ball away from the actual goals themselves, because really strong kicks going toward goal and just getting blown off target. The Raiders this time have decided to go short. Now Barrington wants it down the bandit line. Lovely kick, big call, got a push for mine, and Barrington, who demanded the footy be kicked to him, has got the free kick. Call the play on.
So Barrington now kicks straight in to Todd Hannon on the mark. So he's called the play on. I don't think he thought he was off, but it doesn't matter what you think, Jacob. It's what the umpire thinks.
He's on that arc. He's a bit of that person that kicks around the corner a little bit. So the umpire didn't give him the benefit of the doubt there.
So O'Neill and Barrington to do the ruck work. O'Neill front position gets the tuck down. May had it, lost it. Domale with the clearance, long kick inside 50. Boyd just doesn't quite sit for him. Now Miliardo, he's been lively early, gives it off to Barry. Barry a little handball off to Rushton, but the siren's going to beat them all. And at quarter time, it will be the Raiders taking a 13-point lead into the first break. 3 straight 18. They lead Warraneen 5 straight behinds. Don't go anywhere. All the second quarter action right after this break on 3SH Central Murray Live.
Make sure that they make it very hard for the Tigers to get on the outside.
Ruck work takes place again. It's Atwell over the top on this occasion. Butters up again. Looked to be an in the back free kick to the Warraneen side, and in fact it is. I notice the Raiders have loaded up short in the full forward zone. Stone, as always, in under, gets the free kick.
So Stone short off a catch, straight over his head though. Opens the door for Baggs. Just a little fumble there from Baggs. Now Thomas, that was Jack, taking the ground. Umpire says give it to me. We'll have the ball up centre wing over in front of the interchange.
Dicko Flaherty's gone to full forward. And he's going to try and create some havoc down there in the big open areas. Ruck work. Barrington this time up against the big fella in Gardiner.
So O'Neill sends Warren forward. Miliardo couldn't quite take the mark. Dean went one way, then the next little handball they didn't quite get, put his teammate on the end of it. Ends up coming out to Keane.
Lucky.
Dean gets it back again. Little handball out the back to Grant. Little handball over the top to Hare. Runs out of room, and we will have a boundary throw.
Ball carrying on that occasion into the danger zone for the Tigers. Just not able to get the handle on the footy. Bandra umpire throws it back in.
So Barrington down, Stone, went low. Did he take the feet? He did. It's going to be a free kick for the Raiders, and it'll be going to Tommy Lamb.
Played a good game last week. In fact, played a really good game last week. Tommy Lamb across half back. Mr. Clean up it was. This time the kick. Straight down the centre of the ground. The big pack getting underneath. Big hands went up. Didn't come his way. That was Barrington Jacob for the Raiders, but it's come bouncing down across half forward into no man's land. Dicko Flaherty's got the footy in front of him. Can he pick it up? No, the ball stays in. Oh no, just over the line and out of bounds. Just around from our broadcast position here, but importantly from half back to half forward for the Raiders.
Just scrubber kicks, getting forward, that's what they need to do. And just put pressure on the back half of the time.
Heffer playing as the deepest forward for the Raiders at throwing, a bit shallow. Umpire lets it go, comes out the back with Sharp, goes in the direction of Heffer now. Has 2B, was worked under the ball, should be a free kick, will be. So Brad Heffer, he was just tunnelled underneath the football there by his opponent in Lockie Warburton, and he will go back and line him up from 30 metres, almost directly in front.
Absolutely no doubt that free kick was on, Shane. You could see just the way he got shoved out of it.
Yeah, and he was pretty poor there from Warburton, and he had numbers for support as well. Didn't need to do it because Nicholas was going to be the first man back there. In the end, it's now in the hands of Brad Heffer, who's already got one this afternoon.
Mentioned at the break, they lined up short in the forward line. I don't know if this was the reason, but they get the shot on goal.
So Brad Heffer, this would be the dream start for the Raiders, to do what Warren couldn't do in the first term, which was kick a goal against the Breeze. It's just faded late, and it's through for one behind. They go to 3-1-19, leading Warren 5 straight behinds on the Franklin Custom Feed scoreboard.
Started right out post, it would have been right through the middle.
Was heading that way, unfortunately just the Breeze got it. Now the kick over the back of the pack. The Raiders back in numbers. They've gone the long bomb. Don't necessarily agree with it, but I tell you what, I agree with this bloke getting on the end of it. Matt O'Dwyer. He's going to have to kick from he's going to have to kick from 45 at minimum. He had a little look, half a look, can come across the ground, or Bags put the lead on. Now he's going to go back now. I think, let's see if we can get a fly here. Who's down there? May's down there. Dicko Flaherty's back as well. The kick is short though. Sucking him in, and the kick has come across, and a lovely piece of football. Sees Jared Wishart outsmart his defenders, comes forward, picks up an extra 15 metres. He is within range.
It's still going to be a very, very difficult kick, but yeah, look, that was just wait and wait and wait, and the Tigers, just poor defence. You have to be putting blokes in those holes.
The kick, Wishart. Considered run in. Oh no, he's gone the up and under. You can see the ball's going to hold up. Big fist from the Tigers defenders. They are out. They are gone. O'Neill with the hands. Comes back into the danger zone across the centre. That quick hands goes looking for Wishart. Not able to get it. Third handball. Fourth handball. This one goes wider again. And it's Kyle Kane with the footy on the outer side.
So Kane, he goes wide looking for Smith. Did he get a touch to the ball? Umpire said he did. It will be a boundary throw. Cal Huntley was just down behind play there for a little bit too. He's on his feet now, but might be one to keep an eye on there, Bull.
Yeah, he's just in that contest and right at that for the kick from Wishart. There was a big pack, and he was right in the middle.
Atwell gets pushed out of the contest. The Tigers thump the ball, trying to get along the boundary, I think, to get a little yardage. Player held, not in possession. For mine was Kane. The umpire says, throw the ball in, thank you, on the outer side. We're going to see a bit more of that during this quarter as the Raiders are happy to try and get the ball a little bit wider. The Tigers want to go up the middle.
Michael Grant with the role playing as the loose player for the Raiders too. Sitting in front of Glenn Boyd, not a job that I'd like, Noel, I would imagine, as Domail soccers it off the ground, gets it going forward for Warrenine. Barry, little handball off to Anucci. Anucci lowers the eyes, goes over the head there, good spoil there from Dean. Now Michael Grant back, little fumble, has time to pick it up though, gets around Boyd, kicks outside, looking for Ratwell, it's going to fall short though, marked by Anucci.
Anucci read the ball better, came off the boot, was always going to hold up in the breeze. Anucci goes short, Corey Kelly on the lead, comes off the hands of the pack, carries the pack now, it's at the back, loose, nobody can pick it up cleanly. The Raiders try to get numbers back, they do now, their hands over the back. Who can pick it up? Can Bags get it? No, it's danger zone because it's sitting in the middle. This fella can pick it up cleanly, gets around, gets the ball on the boot. Didn't carry, and that fella I was talking about was a dangerous Josh Miliardo. Jose, I mean.
So it comes out now with Wishart, 2 bounces. Little handball over the top to May. He goes backwards into traffic. Wasn't a great option in the end. Kane tackled. And it's going to be a free kick to Corey Kelly holding the ball. And he will go back and line them up from about 45 metres out.
Can do this one. Yeah. He can do this one. He's taken all the time in the world. He's gone out past the 50, but he knows Brian, left-hand one, set it up.
Yeah, it's got to be on the left-hand post, so from the scoreboard side. Probably just into the breeze, just to crutch it a little bit, but he's got the legs. He's just got to start at that left-hand post and let the work. We can do the work.
This is his role.
It's going to be all about the accuracy, you would think, here for Corey Kelly. He's missed the last few weeks as well with injury. Back in the side this afternoon, kick on its way. He's got the journey. Has he got the accuracy? He has. It's through for the Tigers first. And they go to 1-5-11, trailing Koondrook Barham 3-1-19. 7 minutes gone, second term, thanks to Franklin Custom Feeds.
Yeah, well, exactly what they needed to do, and that's what he's in the side as we have said. Like he's got to be a goal kicker, and went back and did exactly what he needed to do. But just a couple of little mistakes. They panicked the Raiders coming out of the half-back. Probably didn't need to give that handball back into the player that was running fast, and eventually what happened was they ran into a head-on tackle and away they go. So for the Tigers, they're just working it well.
Free kick going the way of the Raiders. Player ran through the centre square in front of the ruckman and in front. So the Raiders get the free kick. I tell you what, no sign of Gardner much today. Yeah, he's doing some ruck work, but nothing around the ground. The kick goes short, and Huntley's got the footy.
Huntley loads up, goes long. Barrington could have marked it off the chest, probably should have, didn't in the end. Rove there though, brought back into the play by May. Wishart had it, lost it, now Warburton. Long kick, outside defensive 50, going back with the flight there was Smith. Did well, Smith, 2 efforts, just couldn't quite take the ball though, as Gardner handballs it out to Anucci.
Anucci gave the ball wide, looking for Corey Kelly. Gets around 1, gets around 2, dispossessed, should be gone, and is gone. Just tried that, will that be 50 metres? It should be. Brian, tell our listeners.
Yeah, well, Corey Kelly gave him a little push, but as the ball came back, Corey decided to retaliate. Well, he hit the ball away from Tommy Lamb, and Lamb will go now probably just on the distance from that side because you're kicking into that breeze even more. But look, he can start it at the right-hand post this end. Here's a big opportunity. Very, very, very handy goal if the Raiders can hit this one.
Lockie Gardner was just trying to sucker the umpire in because he ran back saying, is this the mark, is this the mark? And the umpires kept saying, no, keep coming, keep coming. Got him within range. Wait. We know he can kick the footy and kick it long distances. It's going to be hard into this breeze. He's given it a ride, a real ride, but again, off. No goals at that outer end yet, the clubhouse end. The Raiders 3-2-20, lead Warning 1-5-11. Thank the Franklin Custom Feeds.
So, as Noel said, yet to kick a goal at the social club end of the ground this afternoon. And it looks like it's going to be difficult going. So, it is Warning. They're going to have to do all the scoring at the moment. As Beams takes the mark, looks to play on. Now he's got the problem, has to get around Wishart. Eventually does go short to Barry, who takes the mark at half-back.
Wasn't the target, but it'll take it. Barry has got Stone close to the boundary line. Stone demanding the footy. Barry looks further afield. In fact, so far down the ground it's gone off the hands of the back. You can see the intent there. It was going to be the big target down the ground. Gets some meterage, and Lockie Gardner came off the hands of the pack over the line and out of bounds. True centre wing here, Jane.
just not having the influence that he has in for much of the season at the moment. Lockie Gardner, Barrington with the tap down to Huntley. Should have got a free kick, I agree with you, Noel. Ends up just getting it forward to half forward. In a heavy tackle, and it will be a boundary throwing right in front of the commentary position.
Good mutual respect there, I think. Tommy May and Aaron Cadd just saying, no, that's what you got to do. It's a final. Nothing ventured here. You've got to get in and get the footy. The boundary umpire throws it in. This time the ball goes over the high top. Well, who gets it down quickly to Wishart, who goes up and under.
That's only going to go as far as Jamie Nicholas, who marks, quickly moves it on out to the far wing. Corey Kelly has to let it sit for him, it does. Now runs on the end of it, goes inside 50. Oh, Big Fly couldn't take the mark at the back, Grant, for the Raiders. Oh, Barrington had his kick smothered. Dangerous position now for the Raiders. Comes out Jake Hare, his kick smothered as well. Comes to Bags. They're trying everything at the moment at Warreneng. Eventually goes over the top to Tommy Lammers. He's claimed. Is that holding the ball? It is. And it'll be Warreneng with the free kick inside, attacking 50.
Well, that's just the Tigers of old, isn't it? They just smother, and in the 3 or 4 efforts just to hold it in there and give themselves an opportunity. And eventually they were able to turn it over with a really, really good tackle. So great efforts inside the attacking arc of their 450 as well.
Relentless.
Dom Gallo it is, and that's what he's in the team for. Pressure inside their attacking 50. And he's been rewarded, and now he gets a shot at goal. Gallo comes in, he's kicked into the man on the mark, off hands, now comes to Jake Hare.
Hare goes with the left, down the outer side, a little bit of push and shove. What's the umpire paid? He's going to pay the mark, no, he's going to pay the free kick the other way. The players thought the mark was paid, but Matty O'Dwyer from mine gave a nudge, and the free kick going to go the way of the Tigers on the outer side. Now O'Dwyer gets down the ground trying to cover up for his problems, but it's 3-2. The Raiders leading Warreneng 1-5, the ball short, and Todd Heenan has marked.
So Heenan, they'll look to come out to this far side. You'd almost think they've got numbers out here. Eventually he does. Gardner's the target, goes over his head. Huntley back there, has to try and beat Nicholas. He does Huntley. Now slams it on the boot, high up and under kick. Not going to go very far in the wind. Atwell went up, couldn't take the mark. Miller, he slung out of it as he got the handball away, and Baggs overruns it, but it's taken by Dicko Flaherty.
Flaherty gets a handball over to Smith. Smith goes the up and under. Now what have we got? A whistle here. Is it coming back? I don't know if it's a free kick the way of the Raiders. It should be down the ground here.
Yeah, I think
back to
where the next
so
interference.
the free kick was for Dicko Flaherty, who gave it to Smith, so I'll have to come back to Smith.
Correct. So Smith's got the footy. Dicko Flaherty says, is it mine or yours? Umpire says no. Smith, it's yours. Smith, right footer. Down the ground, we've got Baggs if he wants to kick it in his direction. Adam Hendy's with him, annoying him. The ball should sit inside. The pack's going to fly, the ball get thumped forward. The Tigers there in numbers, the ball goes to ground. Umpire says throw. Oh, gee. That's a precious situation in underneath with the free kick going the way of the double goal kicker for the Raiders in Tommy May.
So May centering ball to Barrington. He goes across to the other side to Grant.
Oh.
Just took the juggling mark, did Michael Grant.
the opposition a little hook there. Double handling.
So he goes inside 50. Long kick looking for May at the back. Just read it best, but bounce didn't favour him in the end. Now Smith, high up and under ball. Atwell, the double grab, takes the mark. And he will go back from 25 metres out, and that will be a Swan Hill Higher mark of the day contender to Kai Atwell.
Yeah, we just had his opposition in a bad position standing in front and can jump up over the top. Didn't take it in the one grab, but just stood tall as a big ruckman as he is, and has a nice little shot on goal.
Sorry, Shane, I nearly broke your eardrums with that. That was a sensational
I'm not
game.
worried about my eardrums, I'm more worried about the listeners, but Kai Atwell, I'll tell you what, if he had taken it in the one grab, Brian, he would have had the Swan Hill High mark of the day, but he's just left the door open. But more importantly, the kick at goal for the Raiders is across the face. It's another behind at that end of the ground. So 3-3-21 the Raiders, Warreneng 1-5-11 on the Franklin Custom Feed scoreboard.
Just quickly around the ground, quarter time, Birchip watching balls 3-1-19. We're leading Charlton 2-2-14. The kick from the full-back area. Long kick come towards centre wing. Terrific mark pulled in by Domale. The Tigers are out and gone. I like it when this bloke gets the footy. Taylor Cameron.
So Cameron's long kick inside 50. Great transition of football there from Warreneen as Boyd takes the mark. About 35 metres out, almost directly in front of goal.
Well, you want him to handle the ball, Taylor Cameron. He's so clean.
And just the movement, that's 2 kicks and he's sitting at full forward and running back with the fly of the ball, and he's definitely a big fella, not far out the end, just making sure he kicks it straight.
So Boyd looking for his first of the afternoon. He's still looking for his first of the afternoon. He's got 3 straight behinds on the board, and they now go to 1-6-12. Koondrook Barham 3-3-21.
Tomlinson Mangas a quick around the ground at quarter time in the Golden Rivers. Nullawal 3-5-23 Wandella Bombers. 1 straight goal. The ball at the back. In fact, it's gone over the back. Just waiting for the ball to come in. Cullen Huntley, I think, is going to be doing the kicking in. Kicking into the breeze. The breeze is still strong enough down there. I think the players getting plenty of drift with it. Oh, he tells the dummy, gets around, gets towards centre half back, kicks it way down the centre wing. Who's going to take the mark? It's a mark. No, it's a free kick player thrown out of the pack for mine. Jared Wishart. The ball comes down the ground. The Raiders are out. Lovely piece of running football that comes out the back to Matt O'Dwyer, who takes a couple of bounces.
So O'Dwyer now 2 bounces up to half forward, crosses the 50, centering ball to the top of the goal square, but he had no one there in support. As Heenan takes the mark deep in defence for Warreneen, he goes short over the top to Ben Notting.
Notting with the footy through centre half back, gets the handball. The Tigers trying to run the footy. Why would they not? Cameron goes inboard, comes to Stone. Stone's going to swing and kick. It's a shocker. It still may come off because it's a bouncing ball and they're hard to get a hold of. A free kick over the shoulder. Free kick going the way of the Raiders at a half back line.
Jack Shannon it is, who had a really good game last week on Zach Sard. Looks like he's now gone to Miliardo.
Yep. Looks like that's the idea. Give him a player to go with and just get in front with his pace, and Jose had to try to pull him back.
So Thomas now, long kick up the wing, Barrington the target. Just probably happy to see it over the boundary line. It doesn't quite. Tommy Lamb gets it though. His kick up and under. That will be out of bounds on the full. And it should be a
confirming here whether it might have been touched off the boot. The umpire says yes. We're going to see a boundary throw in here, I think, Shane. So this is tactically going to work in favour of the Raiders because it's going to save them probably an extra 60 metres because the Tigers would have unloaded, I think, Brian, from there.
They certainly would have. They would have been able to rebound and get it inside, at least to half forward, and then an opportunity.
Atwell doing the ruck work. I'm wondering whether later in the game they're going to throw Barrington and go the double team. The ball comes over the back. Risky territory for the Tigers. Dangerous enough if you can get on the end of it for the Raiders. Can they do? Whistle behind the play. Free kick going the way of the Warreneen combination. Put their hand up in the air. The ball is thrown across. And let's see if they can get the ball. They've got no movement at half forward. That's their problem here.
Domale it is.
Goes wide.
He does. There's a teammate in support. And that is Gallo. So hard against the boundary. Another short chip. Leads on there from Kelly. Marks on the chest. Looking to come inboard now to the Tigers. They do to Notting. He gives it off to Skinner running past. Now a short chip up to half forward. O'Neill let it bounce off his chest but had time to go back and get it. High up and under ball. Boyd will be the target. Shannon, good work. Good spoil away there for the Raiders defender. And we'll have a boundary thrown deep into attack for the Tigers.
Well, unless a player might have tried to mark that, Shane, but he just did the right thing defensively in the pocket that they didn't want. Bang it over the line.
Back bag's going a long way too, giving him a cut on the back.
Didn't he ever? He had
Really good defensive back.
had to carry the whole side. The kick from the pack, taken. Mark taken here by the Warreneen side. They're going short. The ruckman goes over the lead. No! The ball bounces off the forwards for the Tigers. Now there's a hand in there. The umpire sitting off it. Peter's just waiting to see if it can be squirted out. It can. The Raiders have got the numbers. They come forward with the footy, with the use of handball. A terrible handball puts O'Dwyer under all sorts of pressure. Oh, he's a classy player though. He gets back in for the second attempt, and the free kick going away teammate Corey Barrington at half back.
Once again, Jack Shannon in defence. Great work there from the little man. As Corey Barrington's kick for O'Dwyer takes the mark just as he was tunnelled. But much been paid nonetheless. As O'Dwyer now goes all the way back. There's a teammate at half back in support, and that is Shannon.
He saw too, O'Dwyer.
tunnel. He wasn't in the tunnel.
Leon is a call. The umpire's waiting for the see there was a free kick. It's not. Comes out the back and Taylor Cameron unloads to full forward. Oh, players fly high. The umpire has picked out a mark. It's going away the Raiders. Kicks into the man on the mark. Take your time, son, when you get the footy. Miliardo says, give it to me. Picks it up. Bang. Jose Miliardo brings up the second for the Tigers. 2-6-18. 3 points behind the Raiders, who are 3-3-21 on the Franklin Custom Feed scoreboard. Ever dangerous, ever lurking.
Yeah, well, a perfect opportunity once the smother. He was smart enough just to get back on the mark and get there quick up. Tommy Leonard took that good back. But he probably just didn't need to go as quick. He could have slowed down, just tipped it over the top. Tried to go a little bit quick, kept it a little low. Just being a smart player. Once he was able to run around on that left boot,
we're underway at GIA Stadium, and the Western Bulldogs won straight. Giants yet to score.
I wouldn't nearly give him a mark of the day contender there for Swan High to Tommy Lamb, but after he kicked in the man on the mark and gave the goal away, there's absolutely no chance he's getting it now.
Oh, you're a tough judge.
Man, it's
I am.
Mark of the day, not player of the day.
Well, if it was player of the day, it was an absolute stinker from him. But anyway, there's the ball now in the middle of the ground. Gardner with the tap. O'Neill gives us the handball off, but only as far as Tommy May. He's very taking the ground very roughly there, and we'll get the ball up still in the middle of the ground though.
Absolutely.
Everything at the moment, mate.
Yeah.
Come back on the ground. He's had a bit of 5 minutes ago.
He's certainly a contender for that Cadence Mechanical and 4x4 umpire. Free kick going the way of the Warren inside as they look to get the ball going forward. Cameron goes out wide with the kick, finds a teammate on the outer side, and that teammate is Stone.
Stone's kick though, intercepted by Michael Grant. Takes it down low. Now the kick down the wing, looking for May. Just can't quite hang on to it, Tommy May. It goes over to the boundary line for a boundary throwing. 21, almost 22 minutes gone in this second term. And it is the Raiders by 3 points.
Grant's been busy enough for mine across. Yeah, he's got a lot of sweeping work done, a lot of clean up, a lot of grunt work.
I was just going to mention him as a contender for the Cadenas 4x4.
Ruck work.
Plenty of time in it.
Ruck work's taken place. The players from both sides, when they pick up a little ground, that's about all. Again, the play we're just talking about in Michael Grant sees the ball over the line in front of the scoreboard, which currently is showing his side, the Raiders, 3 points in front of the Warring combination. 22.5 into the second quarter.
Ball now tossed back into play. Gardner with the tap down. Stone
busy.
Takes it. Gives a little handball out to Anucci. His handball was good for Heenan. Through the middle and lowers the eyes. Lovely pass there from Heenan. Finds Darren Rushton. And he's marked about 45 metres out. Decides to pass off. Oh, loose players everywhere for Warreneen. Inside 50. In the end, Taylor Cameron takes the mark. And he will go back from about 30 metres out and line them up.
Usually a pretty reliable kick, Cameron, from up in the ground anyway. Goal kicking? Well, we're about to find out.
Well, he's always been a very good user of the ball, and I expect him to go back.
So Cameron, yet to kick a goal this season. Only played the 4 games for the Tigers. That kick is offline. It is behind the stick. Goes to 2-7-19 Warreneen. They trail Koondrook Barham by 2 points, 3-3-21, thanks to Franklin Custom.
Brian, there's money coming your way from Warreneen to stay out of the conversation when they're having a shot on goal. They're about to pay you big money not to say he'll kick this.
Oh, well, he's such a good user of the footy. He started at the right side, but
Could that be considered match fixing money? Or?
Oh, we're open to discussion. From the back line. The Raiders, just quietly, Raiders to kick it to the outer side. What a game of footy. I mean, I know it's a bit scrappy because of the breeze and all that sort of thing, but it's a final. We've only got 2 points of difference. The Raiders have taken the mark. They can come out wide if they want to. They had Corey Barrington on this week, decided to go the other way, and they've gone out towards Phil Smith. Sells the handball out the back to a teammate who's got an absolute shocker into the forward line. It's an up and under. Playing as a corner now. Did Huntley mark it? The umpire has paid the mark, and Callan Huntley didn't waste any time. Oh, now he's going to have to come back and take his kick. A chance for the defence to reset, but I think also a chance for the Raiders to get 1 or 2 down because they were outnumbered basically 3-1.
Well, I thought he's really going to earn himself a 50-metre penalty. He was legged when he was going back. Then he was in front of the mark and he went play on. I got called back again, so not much luck California, that's all.
I'll name it. Keep an eye on O'Dwyer. We'll see.
Huntley goes long, inside 50, May and Barrington both flew, neither could take it. And it was squirreled away there by Lockie Gardner, over for a boundary throw-in, over in front of the Social Club.
Can't be long to go here.
Arcing himself down the far side. No Tiger player has come to him yet.
Barrington puts the ball down in front of Dick O'Flaherty, sends the handball, he could have had a shot around the goal. The Raiders settle, put the ball out in front, no mark taken, good hands at the back of the pack by Cameron, gets the ball out wide, looking for Nicholas, who dragged the ball in. What's the umpire going to pay? He's going to pay, give it to me. Ball up to take place, no more than 20 metres out. Raiders in advance here, 26-minute mark, second quarter.
There was only one person more disappointed than Jared Wishart, and that was Brian Mansbridge. That didn't come off. There's the tap down, tries to find Morgan Turvey, he goes to the ground. Umpire says throw it in right next to the behind post with the Raiders into attack. They lead by 2 points, late stages of this second term, and a goal here against the wind, that would be like gold.
In bright sunshine now. Ball comes out the back. The Tigers, can they get on the end of it? A little up and under. Going to pay dividends? No. Matt Thomas has taken the mark. Wants the lead. The Barrington lead is not going to be looked after. It goes wide and he finds Tommy Lamb.
So Lamb now goes inside 50 for the Raiders, wide for Smith. Oh, getting there late for the Tigers was O'Neill. Now comes out, little kick forward. Thomas goes over his head, gets past Jake Hare as well. Has to go back to Matt Dean. Last line of defence, but he's up at the 50 because there's no one behind him. And he goes wide to Jack Shannon.
Mr. Experienced Matty Dean. You know, he could have just quickly banged away, waited, drew a few players to him, which created space and then enabled a teammate to get on the end of a short pass. That teammate kicks the ball to the hot spot, and I'm talking about centre half forward. The ball's at the back of the pack. Smith pumps it forward, players from both sides converge, comes out the back. Raiders, can they get a late mark? Can they get a late shot on goal? The player at the back has taken it. The teammates say, hey, steady, wait, go back and have a shot. O'Dwyer is going. Oh, he's got him if he wants him. No. Play on now is the call. Runs around and the shot, is it a shot on goal or a pass? We'll wait. Free kick. Umpires jumped in. Free kick goes the way of the Tigers' advantage. And O'Neill wants the handball over the top to Anucci. Finally does that.
So Anucci now takes it half back. Short chip over the head of Skinner. Atwell's there. Thomas provides the shepherd. No, Atwell with the kick forward. Barry couldn't quite trap it. Allows May to pick it up. Now May steps around one. Long kick. Vacant goal square. How does it bounce? It bounces on a tendon through for a behind. And they go to 3-4-22, the Raiders, groans of the crowd, as Warreneen go to 2-7-19, and that is on the Franklin Custom Feed score.
I'm looking after the number of goals kicked at that end, just in case you're wondering. It's currently 0. Cad goes long down the ground, comes off the hands of the pack, picked up by the big fella in Gardner, who delivers to centre half forward, and Miliardo takes a lovely mark and spins. Out he goes, lovely little delivery down the ground, looks for and finds Robbie Miller, who should go back and take a shot on goal. Why would you not settle?
Well, take your time, you're well within distance, and he'll go back and kick from about 35 metres, 40 out, and he'll breathe. It's only a matter of putting it on the left-hand post and allowing it to kick that very little goal.
This for the lead, by the way. Miller, on half-time, listens to the advice, has got it on the left-hand behind post. In fact, basically over the top of it, minus score, 2 goals, 8-20. That is the Warreneen side. They trail Koondrook Barham to a 3-4-22.
And that is the score at half-time of the second semi-final. The Raiders by 2 points, and there is a little bit going on out in the middle as well at the moment, as O'Neill and Huntley come together. It's quickly dispersed, and we will go for a break at the main break. 2-point margin in favour of the Raiders. You're listening to 3SH Central Murray Live. Major match-up at half forward for the Raiders, to Nicholas standing on Matt O'Dwyer. Third quarter, all in readiness, brought to you by Battery Tech. Here's Noel Watson.
Atwell up high, gets the fist, goes straight down the ground, whistle, free kick going which way? There's a hold. It's going the way of the Tigers, I think. Yes, it is. Stone for a hole.
Just grabbed hold of him, just trying to stop him running at Huntley, and yeah, it was a free kick.
Going back to the centre for the free kick, and Stone has it. Doesn't wait. Delivers the ball down. Lovely mark. Good lead-up play by Heenan.
So Heenan now. Short chip. Not a good kick. Wanted O'Neill, but reading it better there was Phil Smith. Takes the mark at true centre-half back position. He loads up, goes long, high ball, Heffer sitting underneath it. At the back was Wishart. I tried to soccer it off the ground and get it forward, just missed the ball. In the end, he's infringed. It'll be a high tackle and it'll be going to the Tigers.
Tigers get the ball out wide. They've got players loose. They use one, and that's Josh Donale on back flank. Sells the dummy, gets around the left boot. Good delivery down the ground. Before Dougie Beams, just bounced in front of him. Dougie, the handball call is on. Comes out the back. Taylor Cameron spins. Gets around. Lovely 360 on the boot and up and under. Boyd in front. Look to be held. The ball comes off the hands of the pack. Players from both sides converge. Missed the target with the handball out the back. Did Michael Graham. High tackle coming in correct. Tommy May in underneath.
So Tommy May now, half back for the Raiders. They've got a lot to kick to, so goes short and wide to Jake Howe. Of course, as we said, the Raiders last week with a 6-goal third term, they came out really hard and hit the Eagles in that game. So far, haven't quite seen that in this third term. Smith with a big fly from behind. Matt Thomas taken to ground quickly. And it's the Warren side through Dougie Beams that are doing the aggressive at the moment.
Bill Smith just couldn't quite get on the end of that one. And he just hit the ground. The ball comes out. And the umpire, through centre wing, says, go to the moon, boys, will go forward. Dicko Farrelly had the ball in front, not able to get it out. Oh, players from both sides converge. Squeeze the ball up like a sponge in there. The umpire says, hand it over. And Nick O'Neill, who had the footy, did exactly that.
No addition to the score here in this third term. Comes out now to Stone, just works it forward, looks straight onto the chest of Jack Thomas. Now he looks to switch the play. That's a lovely kick out to Tommy Lamb. Just has to sit up for him. O'Dwyer comes across as well. Leaves it for Lamb. He runs inside 50. Lamb from 40 metres out. Shot on goal. Not a good effort. In the end, falls short. And it's marked by Warburton, last line of defence.
Tired legs in the end. I think all the running he did couldn't quite get on the end of it. The kick goes short and finds Taylor Cameron. Cameron can come wide if he wants. Robbie Miller's on his own on this outer side. It's going to be a big kick to get it across to him, but he's not able to. Now it's an up and under. The mark shaken here by Matt Thomas, who gets a shocker of a kick, goes forward. Players from both sides converge. Trying to get a high tackle was Tommy May. Not coming his way. Dragged it in, the umpire circling. Hand it over, boys. Ball up. Left forward flank, the Tigers on the defence.
Bad call by Miller because it was way too far, and then he put the pressure on him to try and get it there and come off the side of the boot. Got to know your capabilities of your teammates.
Gardner takes it out of the ruck. It comes to May. High tackle. It's going to go to the Tigers. Cameron now quickly gives the handball off to Cat. Goes wide out towards Miliardo. Bouncing ball now. Shannon chasing after Miliardo. Just works him off the ball. Umpire said play on. And comes out to Lamb. He just left it behind. Quickly claim there for the Tigers is Miller. And we will have a ball up. In fact, it was Matanucci.
I thought he was out too. Lamb just got the hand back in to apply the tackle, and Nucci was off and gone if he'd been able to retain his footing. O'Neill to do the ruck work. Grabs the footy. Banks the boot into it. It's an up and under. In fact, the ice cream van is in big danger here of getting anything splattered. That's how wide the kick went. Over the line and out of bounds. Quarter time score in the Golden River Siege. We haven't got a half time score at the moment. Compliments of Macca's in Swan Hill. It was 3-5-23 Nullawall over the Wandella combination, who were just one straight. And at half time in the North Central Footy League, 2-point lead to Charlton over the Birchip Watcham Bulls.
So you're pretty sure the man in the ice cream van would have all the ice cream he came with today. It's a bit of a cold day here at Greenhill Park in Barronnell.
Saw a few over there tonight, having a bit of a tub of ice cream.
There's Cameron holding the ball. It's going to be a free kick to the Raiders, going to Tommy Lamb.
Been good this quarter, Lamb.
He has. Runs around Cameron on the mark, then has to kick high up and under ball. Gardner just went underneath it, couldn't influence the contest. And eventually Smith happy to see it over for a boundary throw in half forward for the Raiders.
Just a couple of little things. A lot of called play on quickly today, hasn't there? Like there's been guys that are going back from the mark and have been called to play on before they've even got back off the mark, and it's created a couple of up and under kicks, hasn't it?
Boundary umpire throws the ball down, up in the air, goes forward, and the kick taken, Neil just laid it on the boot, didn't even look. Barrington comes across the ground with a drilling kick, finds Thomas, who's on the end of it, couldn't help but mark it. He goes into the half-forward line with an up and under, but defence stands tall for the warning combination through Cad.
So, Cad now.
Yep.
Goes short. Oh, I think it was for nodding, but it went over the head and fell into the lap of Cameron. Either way, it's with Warrenine. That's right. It's always good to have a backup, Brian. There's Cameron. Goes wide. Oh, good mark there from Beams. That is a sort of high marker that ain't contended to Dougie Beams. And he's marked as centre wing with the Tigers still trailing by 2 points.
Beams goes with the drop punt. The call was short, did that, lowered the eyes, lovely drill down. Have a look at the disposal there from Josh Domale. The big lead was by Glennie Boyd. He's got himself probably 45 out from goal, but the lead was on. He wanted the long kick, didn't come his way, but the second one did. And now he's got his chance, Glennie Boyd. Be the first person to kick a goal to the clubhouse end.
He hasn't been kicking them real well all day, so this is a big opportunity. Might be the distance too far for him.
Well, let me tell our listeners that it has gone absolutely nowhere near the goals. In fact, it's gone over the line and out of bounds, sprayed it right, was always going to go that way, and that's where it ended up. Straight out of bounds, and the Raiders get a chance to reset.
3-4-22 the Raiders. They lead Warrenine 2-8-20. 6.5 minutes gone in this third term. Lamb with the mark. Should be a free kick for a chop in the arms. Will be.
Good umpiring.
So yeah, free kick was definitely there against Warrenine. The main thing here for the Tigers, Bull, on the bench, thanks to Wilson's concrete, is that they've managed to take about 6 minutes off the clock.
Exactly right, especially when you're kicking against the breeze, you want to hold it up.
Kick going away of Beams. Dougie with the left boot puts it out in front of Corey Kelly, who marks, swings back inboard, looking for the hot spot, comes back across. Poor vision though, Zach Baggs got back and read the play beautifully. Now the defence for the Raiders is going okay, but they need to get the ball forward quicker because the Tigers are able to shut it down.
Barrington now, Jacob, back, picks up Smith on the lead. He goes inboard, short to Howe, takes the mark, plays on, so through the middle of the ground, dangerous kick, gets over the back to Huntley though. Huntley's got a player on the far wing if he wants to use him, decides to go longer than that, goes out towards O'Dwyer, over the head of Nicholas, over the head of O'Dwyer as well in the end. And it carries all the way to the boundary line, half forward for the Raiders for a throw.
Gee, that's a great matchup, Nicholas and O'Dwyer. If that's how it's going to carry, because they're very, very similar the way they attack the footy.
Again, Huntley's running back from the mark. The guy on the mark is coming over the mark, but they all play on. I'm just watching with interest every time someone takes the mark in the middle of the ground. They're getting called to play on without any time. So the umpires are really putting pressure on the ball to keep it moving all the time.
They go over the line, it's 50 metres.
Well,
umpire throws it up. This time the ruck work palmed beautifully down there by Todd Heenan, gives it advantage to his running teammates. Unfortunately, over the line though and out of bounds. The scoreboard at the moment says Koondrook Barham 3-4-22, Warrenine 2-8-20, and that's on the Battery Tech scoreboard.
Ball centre wing over on the scoreboard side of the ground. It's going to be Barrington and Heenan to do the ruck work. Barrington with the tap down. Barry first there, but buffeted off it by Tommy Lamb, who kicks long and high up towards half forward. Big pack forms. No one can take the mark. Tommy May was first there, but overran. Oh, Huntley didn't know. He picked it up. Shot from the boundary is out of bounds on the full. Very, very wasteful there from Cal Huntley.
Phil Smith standing at centre half forward says, what about me? Didn't happen. Bang, over the line, out of bounds. And the Tigers get to breathe a sigh of relief.
No goals, boys, in this part of the quarter. I'm not sure how long we've been going.
9 minutes in this third.
Half-time score coming through. Sorry, Brian. At the Golden Rivers, big score too. The Wandella boys 5-4-34. Nullawall 4-6-30.
Meantime, back here at Greener Park in Balranald, it is Koondrook Barham by 2 points, 3-4-22, leading Warrenine 2-8-20. They are kicking with a 3-goal win here in this third term. Tommy Lamb goes up. Well, he just dropped it at the crucial moment, but had time to go back and pick it up. Goes towards Atwell, off his hands. Comes down now to Dick O'Flaherty. He can't keep it in. And we'll have a boundary thrown half forward for the Raiders once again pressing.
There's another player who hasn't just quite got into the game, Dick O'Flaherty. We know he's skillful, we know he's quick, just hasn't been able to find the tempo at this stage. Boundary umpire, I think, maybe called to have another throw-in, yes.
Just a little bit low and flat and straight to Gardner. He was nearly presented with it.
Warren weren't had too unsure about that one. This time the ball comes over the top. The ball bounces out wide, in underneath the Inucci players, play stacks on the mill, and again the ball up the score.
No, it's a free kick.
Oh, we picked one.
It's going to go to O'Flaherty.
Yep.
It was, umpire McGowan dived on top of it, and O'Flaherty quickly tried to pull him off it, and he kept it under there, and used big decisions by
Yeah, beautiful. Dick O'Flaherty, the player we were just mentioning, to see if he can have an influence. Left goalpost, say no more, we'll just stay right at it, otherwise we will get letters from the Raiders this time.
hard side to kick it from there, but
It is.
you need to kick these.
Young players can do these magic things. Watch. Dick O'Flaherty comes across. The goal umpire also comes across. Taps himself on the shoulder. 3-5-23. You let me down, young fella. 14-2-8-20. 3-point lead to the Raiders on the Battery Tech scoreboard.
11 minutes into the third term, sorry, Bill, and that is the first score.
Well, and that is unbelievable. The Raiders, you just want to get a couple of goals because, as we spoke about, Clemo, if you don't use it, you have a bad quarter against it or with it, you can make the whole game.
So Cad brings the ball back into play, goes out towards the scoreboard. Gardner was a toe, couldn't mark it. O'Dwyer just buffeted it off. It goes back. Second effort from O'Dwyer was very good.
Oh,
He gets the shot at goal and puts it straight through. There's your advanced turf goal of the day right there. Noel, write that down. Matt O'Dwyer with the goal. And the Raiders, they go to 4-5-29. They lead Warrenene 2-8-20 on the Battery Tech. All batteries for everything scoreboard.
That's with 2 T's, Matt O'Dwyer.
Well, that is something from nothing. The punch and a good work by the Raiders. Big pack, form, big punch away. They overrun it. Heffer went straight over the top of it, but O'Dwyer picked it up and he just went bang. And he's probably kicked that 55 because he was outside the arc and she sailed through over the top of the umpire's hat. So something from nothing for the Raiders.
And he goes straight into the middle of the ground. Take the momentum with you, young fella, and he's done exactly that. Matty O'Dwyer with 1, Tommy May 2, and Brad Heffer, the other goal kicker. Heffer was busy early. He also was quietened up a little bit. Ruck work. Well, again, does exactly what he did earlier on. Double-fisted as hard and as far as he can. Kicked it to the back of the pack by Heenan. Whistle on play. Advantage goes the way of the Tigers. And the lead on. Big mark taken by O'Neill at centre half for the ruler. The opponents have picked up a bit of yardage here. O'Neill's kick and up and under. Looking for Boyd. He's got 2 against him. The ball and dropped short. Terrific mark taken by Michael Grant. I Raiders a big contender here for the Koondrook Mechanical 4x4 best on ground.
Well, yeah, thanks to Swan Hill High. I was just about to say that, Brian. Sat in the space in front of Glenn Boyd. That's not an easy task. But the kick-off hands, Nicholas got it forward, and all of a sudden, Miliardo all on his own. Decides to play on. 50 metres it'll be. That will take him all the way to the goal line. And surely we are about to get our first goal at the Social Club end of the ground.
Well, probably a little unlucky, Thomas, because he did arc around and play on, but the umpire had not called it, and they will go down and the top of that.
So Miliardo gets the Tigers' third of the afternoon. He gets his second, and they go to 3-8-26. Warrenene still trailing the Raiders 4-5-29 on the Battery Tech scoreboard. 14 minutes gone in this third term.
Yeah, the umpire Brian suggested that he just got across the mark. You get across the mark, you got to get 50.
Yeah, well, I think it was the one that come from behind and ran in. And look, he did arc. He arcs around on that left boot. He went out towards the Social Club rooms, and Thomas came from behind him and thought, well, I can put a smother on. And umpire Morris said, well, I haven't called play on yet, son, so you can't do that. And that's a 50-metre penalty.
Back in the centre of the ground. Let's see if Atwell changes his tune a little bit. Oh, he got a knee in the ribs there as the big fella in Gardner goes hard at it. The ball comes out wide. The kick is very, very wide. The race is on. We're at the Balranald Racecourse football ground. Well, that race was won by the boundary umpire. It's gone over the line and out of bounds. A little bit of an advantage here to the Tigers going forward. They're 3 points behind the scoreboard, though. That's the Battery Tech scoreboard.
So ball now. Tossed back into play, over the head there, Barrington. Just tried to take it in the end, lost it, got it away to May, who got it to Atwell, who gave it back to Jacob Barrington. High up and under kick to half forward, Heffer. Just ball sits for him, gives a little handball off to O'Dwyer. They go inside 50, the Raiders at the back. Dick O'Flaherty plays on, handball over the top to Corey Barrington. He'll run into the open goal and slam it through. All of a sudden it's raining goals here at Greenham Park as the Raiders, they go to 5-5-35. They lead Warraneen 3-8-26 on the Battery Tech score.
There's a song about that. It's raining goals. Well, it's not raining anything at the moment. It's just a couple of goals in a row, Brian.
Yeah, well, and Corey Barrington, that's only his second goal of the season, and he's played 12 games, and all of a sudden he had the easiest shot on goal. O'Flaherty, and the good work over in front of the scoreboard.
Yeah.
He called it there, Limo. It was quick hands over the top. O'Dwyer went over the top there to O'Flaherty, and he saw that Barrington had worked hard down the middle of the ground and was going to be all by himself. And that's a good play. Not once have they just banged away in that process and been able to get a goal.
You make mention of Barrington's second goal for the year. His first one come last week in the qualifying finals.
Exactly. He's kicking him in finals. He's a big man that stands up in finals time.
Speaking of Barrington, the other fella's in the ruck now. Big Jacob gets the ball out, shrugs a couple of opponents. Oh, the ball just bouncing around. Nobody able to get on the end of it. Now the Tigers can, or the tackle attempt was put on. The Raiders want to hold the intensity here. They've got the Tigers under pressure in the back half. Sweeping beautifully though, as Dougie Beans, as we know he can.
So Kyle Keane though takes the mark half back for the Raiders.
Just Flemo, just once again, Beams, normally he'd hit a target there and he turns it over.
So Keane goes out wide to Smith, who takes the mark, centre wing on the far side of the ground. Goes long up to half forward, O'Dwyer, the target, just nudged his opponent under the ball, got back first, then brings it back into the traffic. Dick O'Flaherty caught at the back, but he picks it up now, little tap to Huntley. Huntley snap it, goal! Has put it through! The Raiders, they've opened up a nice little buffer now, 6-5-41, margin out to 15 points, 3-8-26 the Tigers. And that's on the Battery Tech, all batteries for everything scoreboard. 17 minutes gone in the third term.
11, nearly 12 minutes to get that first goal, and then all of a sudden it is just now bang, 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 up and down the ground. It's like both sides have just opened up and said, right, we've got to run, we've got to carry, we've got to do the things that we should be doing without just relying on that breeze. And that's what they've been doing.
Before the game, what Tommy May should do is he should say to his players, boys, this is the third quarter. They have brilliant third quarters.
Yeah, they do. They win, and they win footy too, no?
They do. They go really well in the third quarter. Barrington in to do the ruck work. The ball comes down underneath the pack. Players that converge underneath it. Bags was one of those. He doesn't mind as long as it goes forward. Or the long handball, raking handball, was looking for Tommy Lamb. Didn't sit for him. Good enough to hold the ball in front. Oh, he wants the boundary line if he can find it. Please, no, at the back. They play with it. Now it comes back his way. He gets an up and under kick. Good effort by him. Let's see if he can get a mark on the end of it. No, they can't. That is, the Raiders can't, because Warraneen's strong.
Yeah, Jamie Nicholas.
Jamie Nicholas.
Brilliant mark up against mine.
Especially with the way the breeze had it swirling. Jamie Nicholas, that would be a contender for the Swan Hill High mark of the day.
Certainly will be. As goes short to O'Neill. Now Tigers have it at the true centre half back position. Decides to play on, runs around Heffer. O'Neill now, long kick, gets it up to half forward. Spoil comes from behind, Shannon was one of them. Or going in hard and low was Wishart, taken the ground by Dougie Beams. And we will have a ball up in the middle of the ground with the Raiders leading by 15 points in the second semi-final. Winner through to the grand final in a fortnight's time.
On the ruck work, Barrington gets the ball forward. Not able to get on the end of it. The Raiders, though, coming through quickly. Good use of the body here by O'Dwyer. Gave a teammate a little bit of room. Now they're out the back of the pack. We want a kick by the Raiders. They get it. It's an up and under. Nicholas, is he going to get a mark? No, you'll probably get the free kick as it gone over the line on the full. And Jamie Nicholas is a bad round by marks a spot in front of the scoreboard. The scoreboard that reads Koondrook Barham 6-5-41. Warraneen 3-8-26. And that's the Battery Tech scoreboard.
About to tick into time on here in this third term as well, and Brian Mansbridge down on the boundary thanks to Mawson's Concrete. You just feel they need another one or two though, the Raiders.
I think if they get another one and you look at the scoreboard and you think that they'd have to kick 4 goals in the last quarter, the Tigers is going to make it very, very difficult. A little one to them in the last part of this quarter, the Tigers, and it puts them in, right in the box.
Compliments of Macca's in Swan Hill at GIA Stadium, the Greater Western Sydney Giants. 4:8:32 at quarter time lead the Western Bulldogs 2 goals straight.
Ball out in the air, centre wing far side of the ground. Skinner went and just left it behind. Huntley with the clearance though. His kick off Cad went by foot. It was inventive, but it worked for him in the end as it comes out to Anucci. Working the ball through the middle of the ground by hand, the Tigers. Miller's kick up towards half forward, going back with the fly was Heenan, just couldn't quite take it. Grant left it behind. Barry's handball to O'Neill. O'Neill low, drilling past the boy, just can't quite get his hands on it. Dean did well in the end, and it's through for one behind to Warreneen. 3:9:27. Koondrook Barham 6:5:41. Battery Tech score.
I want to make mention of Matty, you know, coming back into the side. I think that's been a pretty solid move for them because he's a big body, he's an experienced player, and I think that's telling. The kick goes wide from the kick in, a chance for the Warreneen side through Skinner, lays it across the left boot, it's an up and under, Boyd gets to the front, the ball comes at the back, a chance for the Tigers, can they get onto it? Stone has got the footy in front, gives the handball over, oh, soccer off the ground, oh, it's going to come back toward the forward line, no it's not, oh, this is just terrific footy, the Raiders are putting everything into it, the Warreneen side have got the ball at half forward, player injured out in the back, the umpire sitting off it, says it's a throw. That's a free kick going the way of the Raiders. Let's see who it is out the back of the pack. It looks like Tom, for the Warreneen side. Josh Stone, I think it was, who got injured.
Yeah, and Matt Grant were the two ones that went up.
Collided.
That had a bit of a air collision, I would say.
So Jake Hare's kick's marked by Corey Barrington, who just goes long up towards half forward, going back in the front, Tommy May, but reading it better was going on. A little kick forward now, comes to Huntley through the middle of the ground, just loads up, long kick from Huntley, but reading it best was Beams, last line of defence.
Beams with the left foot, steadies the ship, goes out wide, looks for and finds a clever little player before them in Taylor Cameron, that's Warreneen, cross half back, settles, gets over the footy, looks down the ground, toward the half-forward line. Looked to be held, had a little hand in there. The Raiders back in numbers. Warreneen, can they get the footy out the front of the pack? They've got a player out there in Heenan. If they can, they couldn't. Goes over the back, and now a chance for the Raiders through Jack Shannon to kick. It's an up and under toward the scoreboard. I think the scoreboard attendants are in danger. It's gone over the line and out of bounds on the ball.
Just down here, Stone has got a little bit of a cut and a gash in the head. He's bleeding fairly heavily, but he will get that wrapped up and he'll be back on shortly.
Wrecked his international modelling career, I would say, Brian, looking at it.
Could take his looks away.
Yeah.
Gardner through the middle of the ground now, takes the mark for the Tigers, called to play on. Goes short to Corey Kelly.
Oh, look out.
Takes the mark, half forward, lowers the eyes short as well, looking for Boyd, just fell in front of him. Miliardo, who's been dangerous all afternoon. Shannon, lovely handball out to Michael Grant. He goes wide, looking for a target out there for Matty Dean. Tommy Lamb out there as well in support, but they've turned it over. The Tigers looking to take it through Doma, a little handball back into traffic. Now overrunning it was Keane, but it bounced back to him. Long kick, looking for Huntley. Can he mark? He can't. Heffer's right there with him. Eventually gives it over the top to Huntley.
It is frenetic pace. Huntley sells the dummy, takes a bounce, takes a second. Can he lower? Can he find a target? Well, he cannot. Straight into the opening arms of the Warreneen defence, and the mark has been pulled in for. Now they can settle. They come inboard and look for Lockie Warburton and found him between centre half back and full back, but at least the heat is out of the situation.
Dougie Beams absolutely read it like a book to take that mark. He just stayed back and held off. He was looking for the target, just short, but he couldn't hit the target there.
Warden's kick finds Cad. He goes through the middle looking for Skinner, but it went over his head. Cole Keane has it, then got rid of it. Tried to get it to Michael Grant. He has to get rid of it now by hand. He does. Shannon back there. Did well. Oh, calm under pressure, but Hall kick in the end. Straight to Rushton. Rushton from 48. Looked for O'Neill. Went over his head. In fact, it's going to go over for a boundary thrown. In the end, a poor kick from Darren.
Compliments of Macca's in Swan Hill, 3/4 time in the North Central. Bircham Watcham 6-4-40, lead Charlton 3-8-26.
Stone just got his headband on, looking like a bit of a mummy, but he'll be back on the ground very, very shortly.
So, back here at Green Park, we're going to get another boundary throw-in, I think. The umpire wants the young boundary umpire to have another go. In the meantime, it is the Raiders leading 41-27. It was a 14-point margin. They just need another goal. Here do the Raiders, kicking with the aid of a 3-goal breeze.
Barrington got the footy across, but sharp beautifully by the Tigers. Well, there's a fumble under pressure. The Raiders at centre half back. The ball comes out the back. The Tigers not able to take full toll. I thought they had the opportunity through the pack, just fumbled it, and the ball will be bounced right on the 50-metre arc. Raiders in defence, Tigers into attack.
25 minutes gone in this third term too. Heenan with the tap over the top. Miliardo runs on the loose ball. Can't quite get through the Kyle Keane tackle. Bounced off in the end though. Comes out now to Tommy Mate. He kicks around the corner blindly. Wanted Heifer. Right there with him was Notting. These little handball off was good. Little chip over the top. Diving in was Skinner. Couldn't quite take it though. He's claimed. Umpire says give it to me. Ball up half forward for the Tigers.
Deep into this third quarter, 26-minute mark coming up. And it is a game-on situation. 41 plays, 27 back-to-back scoreboard.
Barrington's been nearly the difference in this quarter because Barrington going back, Jacob Barrington going back into the ruck, and he's been able to get the ball to ground level and give the Raiders first use.
Once again, the kick has gone over the line. Is it a ball? It is. I thought it might have been on the full. The boundary umpire closely watching on the outer side, but the ball's gone over the line and out of bounds. Both sides get a chance to reset here, both attacking and defences. And notice the Raiders making a few changes in their defence. And Zach Shannon just getting all the way back. Let's watch this ruck work. Goes the way of Warranee. The left hand palm down. Not to any great advantage though. The kick is short. Players in front. For the Raiders in there, it's Jack Hare who doesn't care where it goes as long as it covers distance. It's an up and under again, right in front of the scoreboard. Had it bounced back in, the Raiders were up and gone. It bounced over the line and out of bounds.
Magnet in that scoreboard. That ball has spent a lot of time either over on the full or out of bounds right in front of the scoreboard.
Ball thrown back into play. The ruckman able to get a clean tap away. Bags now, bends down, picks it up, shovels it out, gets it to May. His hurried kick inside 50, bounces over for a boundary throw in, forward pocket for the Raiders, about 40 metres around from goal. And they lead 6-5-41 to Warranee, 3-9-27. 27 minutes gone in this third term thanks to Battery Tap.
I can tell you why it's out of bounds on the outside a lot, Brian. We're on this side. The boundary umpire throws the ball in, great throw too, gave everybody a full opportunity to get at it. Players from both sides dive in, apply the tackle. Getting underneath there was Jared Skinner. Had to get a hand in and did to stop the Raiders' advantage. Atwell from the ruck work goes over the top. Again, a smother on the kick. Cad gets it on this occasion, unloads unceremoniously with the kick though straight over the line and out of bounds, but did gain about 55 metres.
Just a couple of quick kicks away and they've been able to get it outside their defensive 50, but well, that 14-point lead is just starting to be very hard to pin back. They're going to kick 3 goals in the final quarter.
Jacob Barrington, tap down, was taken over by Lockie Gardner. His kick smothered now. Huntley, long kick inside 50. How does it bounce? O'Dwyer's the target. He's dangerous. Well held though there by Beams. Did well in the end, the Tigers. Notting as he lost the footy. That's holding the ball.
Pressure.
And that will be a free kick going to Heifer.
Well, this will, if he kicks this Bradley Heifer for the Raiders, it is going to be very, very hard for the Tigers to come back. That'll be meaning they kick more they'll have to kick more goals in the final quarter than they've kicked for the whole game so far.
Red time goal, Shane.
Well, this, you get the feeling, is a big, big moment in the second semi-final. Brad Heifer.
22 for the year, Heifer.
With the ball. He's got one this afternoon already at this end of the ground. From 30 metres directly in front, makes no mistake. Opens it up to a 20-point margin, 7-5-47 Koondrook Barham. They lead Warranee 3-9-27, 29 minutes gone in this third term on the Battery Tech All Batteries for Everything scoreboard.
Yeah, well, it's going to make it very, very difficult for the Tigers now. They've kicked 3 goals, 9, and although they're going to kick with the breeze of the final quarter, it is super hard to go out there and kick more goals than what you've done right through the afternoon. How many times do we see it? You know, you give the opportunity, you know, if you have to defend the lead in that final quarter, you can normally stand up if it's over about a 3 or 4 goal lead. especially this afternoon.
We've spoken about structure and how structured Warreneen are all year. Maybe they need to just be a little bit random with it going forward, because they're certainly trying to find the big fella at full forward, which is okay, but you need maybe a plan B when that's been covered. That seems to have been covered quite noticeably, because they've just chipped the ball wide, and from the ruck work it has gone exactly that, wide again. Warreneen have it. Between centre wing and half-back flank, goes short, a little up and under, not gaining any, to me, real advantage. Stone back on the ground with the head bandaged up, ball's loose on the outer side for Raiders. Players diving in hard on the outer side. They know that it's late in the quarter. They know they don't want to get up a late goal. The handball comes inboard for the Tigers. Bigger tackle applied. Players the call. Stone sat on his backside. Players down on the outer side. Look like a clash.
No, Bags.
Look like a clash of heads here. Stone's over there as well. He's down there. He's got on hands and knees. The ball's loose at half forward. Trainers from both sides scream out onto the ground. The players down on the ground. The ball close to boundary line. Soccer on! As he played on, Jack Thomas has kicked it down the ground. Mark taken by O'Dwyer. Shane.
It was, and then he played on as the siren went, and umpire McGowan said, I'm sorry.
That is a correct call.
Absolutely. You've got to give it to me, Matt. And I think he agrees. He's just a bit disappointed, Brian, but we might keep an eye on Zach Baggs. He's on his feet walking towards the middle of the ground, but that was a very, very heavy collision. All happening to end the third term, and in the middle of all that, it is the Raiders by 20 points. 7-5-47, leading Warreneen 3-9-27 at the final break. Can the Raiders hang on and go through to the grand final? They lead by 20 points. Here's Noel Watson.
Barrington gets up, but I tell you what, the big ruckman from the Warreneen side in Gardner got his left hand on it. The kick forward, and it's for the Raiders who've taken the mark. They're dangerous. O'Dwyer has the footy, wanting the man of the mark to be given 50. O'Dwyer unloads towards centre half forward. Dicko Flaherty goes into the pack, doesn't get it, comes out the back. Here's a chance for them out the back of the pack, the Raiders, through Kai Atwell. Atwell with the left boot goes across. Dicko Flaherty has made a ton of ground, kept his eye on the play, should have a shot on goal for mine. You're within 15 metres of goal, I don't care where you are deep in the pocket, you go back, you have a shot on goal, and Shane, pressure. First field goal, basically, if they can kick it for the game at that end of the ground. Jake Dick O'Flaherty puts the ball up, kicks with the boots across, mark, no, play as the ball comes forward of the pack. The Tigers chip it short, dangerous, but I tell you what, it's come off. They've retained possession as they try to work it. Heat spot, hot spot at centre half forward. The Tigers know they're under pressure. The Raiders can see an opportunity open. Didn't happen, Shane.
It didn't. Able to shut it down. And like Warreneen there in the first 10 minutes of the third quarter, they'll be trying to get through unscathed here with the Raiders in terms of being hit on the scoreboard. As it comes out now, Domar left it behind. Huntley went in there hard and low, picked it up, and then was claimed. Umpire says, give it to me, we'll have the ball up right on attacking 50 for the Raiders over in front of the Social Club at the moment. And he's Koondrook Barham by 20 points.
Lockie Warburton under all sorts of pressure because he's the lone man standing in defence for the Tigers, and right beside him is the goal kicker in Brad Heffer. Who's going to get the ball? Dicko Flaherty does. Goes in, goes back, comes across. Easy mark taken here for the Raiders. They've got he's called 50 metres. No play is the call. The ball smothered. The umpire was calling what, Shane?
Well, he ended up calling play on,
yeah.
He allowed it to go, but Matt O'Dwyer, and that's what he was trying to do, he was trying to get it over the top to O'Dwyer, who was all on his own, 20 metres out, directly in front of goal.
Out of side, right on the 50, Gardner with the left, as we know, pushes the ball toward the forward area, not able to be cleared. Again, that central umpire comes in. I tell you what, the pressure on the players is enormous, but what about the pressure on the umpires? They're going okay, I reckon, today.
Haven't had a bad day at all, I think. No, I agree with you there. Henry Barr now, little handball back into traffic. Koondrook Barham try to hold it up. Thomas, but he's in there along with Barr, and we'll have a ball up.
Gee, this is suiting the Raiders' time. Tick, tick, tick.
So 70 metres out from goal for Koondrook Barham. A goal here for the Raiders. It would make it difficult for the Tigers. Not impossible, but difficult. They are kicking with the aid of a 3-goal win in this term, Warreneen. We're going to get another ball up in exactly the same position, no?
Jamie Nicholas has got Back onto the dangerous O'Dwyer. But it's the dangerous player from Warren. Corey Kelly had the footy under his arm, took a bounce, missed the return, and now the ball is going to be kicked straight back over his head, I would suggest. By the way, no, they've gone. Try the tackle. The throw is the call. Great tackle by Josh Dane. Gives a handball back. Now the free kick going the way of Robbie Miller.
So Miller loads up long to the goal square. Boyd, the target comes out. Does he take it? He does, says the umpire. And Glenn Boyd, he will go back and line him up 20 metres out, almost directly in front. So he will be looking for his first goal of the afternoon, Glenn Boyd.
The big strong fella in front. The ball just seemed to hold up a little bit in the kick. And again, a little bit of a flurry. Something from nothing. The Raiders were gone. And all of a sudden it comes back and finds Boyd.
So Boyd, he's had 3 shots already this afternoon. He's missed all of them. Comes in this time.
No, Shane.
And he's done exactly that again. He should have done a lot better.
No!
He's made it a goal! Oh no!
I can't believe it!
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but that
Take him every time.
oh, that's a goal. It's on the scoreboard. It's in the book. 5-9-39. Warreneen. In fact, my apologies. 4-9-33. They trail Koondrook Barham 7-5-47. That's on the Sid Wilson Auto Electric scoreboard. We all had a really good look at that though.
Even the most ardent Warreneen supporter, I'm thinking, would have to say, you know what? That wasn't actually a goal.
As though I was standing up there, he said that.
Yeah, of course he was. Back in the centre of the ground.
It'll be interesting on the replay. The camera had a good
Will
look
it
at it.
ever? The boundary up for the goal umpire under all sorts. I talked about the Centrals having a good day. Players from both sides converge. Oh, he's got to be gone if he gets held on this occasion. And that player I was talking about was Henry Barr. He went through about 6 tackles in a row. The umpire sat off it. Well, the ball has done a big circle, come back from whence it came. We'll see another ball up in the centre of the ground, Shane.
We certainly will. The Tigers with the first goal of the quarter. That's exactly what they needed. Now they need the next one. Tommy May works it forward. Huntley was there tracking it back, couldn't quite get there though. Eventually comes in. Lovely handball from Huntley out to Smith. Long shot. It's not going to get the journey. Sitting back underneath. It's Ben Notting. Takes the mark. Last line of defence. And he goes wide to Todd Heenan.
Heenan's got the footy on the outer side. He needs to get it long into the forward line, down into the dangerous forward. Oh, the ball's carried the pack over the back. Is it going to sit up? It does. A chance for the Tigers on the outer side. Kelly goes a little up and under. Kicks to the hot spot, but shocker in the end because the Raiders, easy as you like, pick it off and are able to rebuild outside centre wing.
So Tommy Lamb there, little handball off to Shannon. Comes wide into the middle of the ground. Got hands and knees there, Smith. Umpire says, give it to me. No, she says holding the ball, and it will be going against the Raiders. So all of a sudden, the run of play is going with the Tigers.
Which way is he? Oh no, he's just had to give the ball over.
Wasn't the free kick to that person? It go to
Taylor Cameron.
Yep.
Cameron with the right boot kicks it onto the outer side. Big run at the footy here. Warreneen dragged down. The free kick going to be taken a mark. In fact, it is in front. And one of the things we talked about was making some moves, and I would suggest this might be one of them, where Jamie Nicholas, who's got the footy.
Nick O'Neill.
Nick O'Neill, it is. Didn't quite get his name. Nick O'Neill has the football. Shot on goal.
You had the Nick part.
I did.
No?
Nick O'Neill. Played footy with his old man. Here we go. Nick kicks through it. Runs to the centre of the ground. He tends to like it. Let's go, Tigers, he says. We're up and about. And the Tigers kick their fifth. 5-9-39. Koondrook Barham 7-5-47. And this has really livened up. That's on the Sid Wilson Auto Electric scoreboard.
It's amazing, isn't it? You get a goal that looked like a point, and it builds the confidence. You go back to the centre of the ground, and then all of a sudden you get another one, and up and about you become. So look, it's game on, and now the Raiders have probably just got to start to defend a little bit harder. Had a couple of opportunities themselves now. They just need to make sure they don't allow them just to run and carry the ball.
Clearances, ultra impressive.
Well, game on now, 8-point margin. Tommy May with the clearance, as Noel was saying, ultra important. But only as far as Taylor Cameron. No one back there for the Raiders as he spots up Corey Kelly on the far wing.
Kelly's Spins and drills the pass down to Miliardo, who swings left. Miliardo back into the side today, been important for them, give them a little run and carry. The ball bouncing around on the outer side, close to the boundary line. The umpire says, I will throw the ball in. It's just going to be 1 or 2 marks here in crucial positions to see who can get the full advantage. Scoreboard at the moment, favouring the Raiders 47-39, 8 minutes into the final quarter.
Ball out, back into play. Boyd doing the ruck work, gets the tap down. Oh, Kelly overrun it now. Barry with the long shot, flying shot, goal is offline. Through from one behind. They go 5, 10, 40. 14. They trail Koondrook Barham by 7 points. 7-5. 47 on the Sid Wilson Auto Electric scoreboard.
That's the sort of shot, Brian, that when you're up and a going, that's the sort of shot that can actually become a goal. Yes. Just missed it on that occasion.
Yeah, well, they're giving themselves opportunity. As Marcus said at 3/4 time, they're probably going to run and gun, pull the trigger a few times, and that's what they've done so far. They've taken a few risks, but they're starting to come off.
Raiders, they want to get a mark if they can. They want to get a special clearance here. The kick, a big up and under, out toward the scoreboard. In fact, it's gone past the scoreboard. That's how big a kick that is. And I tell you what, that's a real contender for the mark of the day on the outer side, pulled in by Phil Smith.
So short chip is on. Good mark there by Kai Atwell. Takes it on centre wing, scoreboard side of the ground. So slow build up here for the Raiders. Just looking to maintain possession as he ends up going long. No options at all to kick to, so goes towards Barrington, but it's Aaron Cadd who takes the mark at half-back for the Tigers.
Cadd read that beautifully. He was always going to carry toward the boundary line, and it did. He was on the right side. His kick didn't come off, though. The Raiders are going to be dangerous. Oh, the mark has been taken. I tell you what, ultra dangerous. But Michael Grant, who's been terrific all day, resolved the issue by taking the mark and getting a teammate on the outer side.
It goes out towards Jack Thomas, who's been sensational this afternoon as well. Thomas, he goes to Smith, now plays on, runs to about 70 metres out, goes into the pocket to Tommy May, who takes the mark. So May, he's not going to score from there though, has to wheel and go, does, sets it up, Dicko Flaherty at the back, should have punched from behind. In the end, mark taken by Lockie Warburton, last line of defence.
That's a contender for the mark of the day, Collins to Swan Hill higher. He comes out wide and finds Iannucci, I agree. Dicko Flaherty had to get a hand in there, force a contest, hold the ball forward. Iannucci, Matt, has an option short and finds Barry, who we know wants to play on the left boot. Does that, kicks under pressure. It's gone in front of Miliota. The ball bouncing around, comes out the back. The Raiders get an up and under. Young fella just come onto the ground, takes a mark. Henry Barr with the helmet on, and Henry can go long if he wants.
So Barr goes short instead to Huntley. Good strong mark. Wheels and goes onto the left boot. Sits on top of Smith getting back. Can he take the mark? No. Bounces in front of him, tries to keep it in play. But in the end, it goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. But Cal Huntley there, wheeling and going, starting to get dangerous and starting to get busy ball.
Yeah, absolutely magnificent kick on the left. He's probably got more on that than anyone has got all day going against the breeze. And travel just a bit too far to Smith.
7 points the margin. Quick attempted a kick out of the pack for the Raiders, not able to do so. The ball comes out the back. Dicko Flaherty has the footy. The players from both sides, they sat back outside looking for the quick handball, but there are enough inside to force another ball up. Dangerous hot spot. Raiders into attack.
Only been one goal scored at this end of the ground all afternoon. Barrington holding the ball, sending up right, took it out of the run, and didn't dispose of it correctly. It's going to be Aaron Cadd to take it. He goes straight up the middle of the ground. Good kick. Spots up the dangerous hitter. Goes long. They're breaking for him now. Miliardo has to sit. Does. Takes it. Left foot. Lowers the eyes towards O'Neill. Just at the feet. Has 3 goes at it to try to bend down to pick it up. Going in hard there was Thomas. Left it behind. O'Neill. Wheels. Goes long to the goal square. Boyd with one hand. Can't take the mark. Umpires played a free kick to Boyd.
It was a hold, but he tried to hold him out of the contest, and well, Boyd put the arm back there and he just grabbed hold of it. And it should be directly in front if it's inside the square.
I reckon it might have been just outside the goal square, but it's only really a slight angle. Boyd should go from here and make it a 1 point margin. He does. So it's back to 1 point. 7-5, 47 the Raiders. Wooreen 6-10, 46. We've been playing 12 and a half minutes final term thanks to Sid Wilson Auto Electrics.
Jose Miliato at centre-half forward. He created probably a couple of their goals in this final quarter. He just gets on his bike and look. They know he's a left footer, but sometimes he spins back on that right and turns back on the left, and he's been able to fool, but he's been able to use the ball inside their attacking zone. But that was a really good kick to the top of the square. Boyd, well, he's a big man, and it's very hard to hold down all day.
Just watching Jamie Nicholas going from back to forward. He's sitting out on a half-forward flank on his own at the moment.
He's been spotted now.
Yeah, they've got him now, but interesting move, just trying to move the ball forward from the ruckwork to see if they can get an advantage. Wooreen, they cannot at this stage. The ball in underneath the back. Now they can. It comes out the back. Well, there was going to be a whistle. I think they called advantage. Goes the way out wide for a chance for Michael Grant to get onto the footy for the Raiders. He wants the boundary lines, got it in front. Sees the ball over the line and out of bounds. Player down in the middle of the ground for Wooreen. Hard to pick up at this stage. Maybe Domar, was it?
Yeah, it looks like Josh Domar.
Domar getting up. He's up and about, as is his side. Brian mentioned at three-quarter time they have to kick more than they've kicked for the day. I tell you what, mate, they are 1 point behind. Whistle.
Got the three anyway that they had in three-quarter time.
Boundary umpire throws it in, up high, sees the ball with the left hand towards the boundary line, comes out the back, kick around the body by Huntley, but smothered. A chance here for Wooreen. They camp under the 40. Ball hits the ground, both sides there, nobody can get it on. Tried the second tackle and gone for mine. Good umpiring. Trying to spin out of there was Timmy Gannett. Free kick going away the Raiders.
Go wide out towards half-back now, called the play on, has to go round the corner. Not a very good kick in the end. Coming late was Atwell with the spoil. Umpire let it go. Minucci takes it. He's claimed by Jack Thomas. And we will have a ball up over between half forward for the Tigers in centre wing over in front of the scoreboard. And if you've just joined us, it is a 1 point ball game in favour of Koondrook Barham.
Ruck work goes the way of the Raiders. It comes back across the pack to them. The little soccer forward. Mark taken. The Raiders look towards centre half forward. They've got movement. They've got a player on the wing if they want. They go straight down the ground. Barrington the target. But a big mark pulled in by Beans. Clever as usual. Comes across the ground and again sets the play up beautifully by Robbie Miller. And then it comes wide to Jamie Nicholas.
They're queuing up in the middle of the ground here, the Tigers. He goes long and wide out to Corey Kelly. Centre wing on the interchange side of the ground. Goes inside 50. Long ball. Oh, it's at the back. Taking the mark is Kyle Keane. And he will look to take the Raiders outside of their defensive 50.
Let me tell you, it's a cold old day, but nobody, and I mean nobody, is sitting in their car. They are all out, as they should be. The kick goes wide for the Raiders. It's going to come in. Ball on wrist. A little bit nonchalant for mine, Wishart, but he's found a teammate, and that teammate is Tommy Lamb.
So Lamb still inside his defensive 50. Moves as long as he can towards centre wing. Big fly, good mark. Rocky Walden takes it quickly, plays on. Loose play in the middle of the ground. Todd Heenan marks. Centre half forward, runs to 50, loads up. Scores level. 6 goals, 11. Wooreen 47. Koondrook Barham 7-5, 47. Sid Wilson Auto Electric scoreboard. 16 minutes gone in this final term.
My co-commentator Shane said in the first quarter, I hope it doesn't come back and bite them. They sprayed it everywhere. Well, I tell you what, it is 47 apiece on the Sid Wilson Auto Electric scoreboard. The ball in the hands of the mercurial Matt O'Dwyer. Gets around, wants to use the left, does. A shocker. Pressure, the ball bouncing in front. A chance here for the Tigers to reset. They do through the middle of the ground. Just a fingernail in it. Holds the ball up. Little paddle on attempt by Huntley. Not able to come out. And the ball is sitting underneath. What's the umpire going to call? Calls for ball up. The intensity has gone up. If it wasn't at three-quarter time, it's certainly gone up now.
It is scores level in the second semi-final. The winner to go through to the grand final. Josh Stone. Quick kick forward. Grant with the spoil. Corey Kelly running on the loose ball. Inside 50. Handball over the top to Domar. Just doesn't quite sit. Oh, coming the other way was Kyle King. Stood up really well. Oh, tackled from behind. Tom Lamb, is that holding the ball? Umpire says it is. And it will be Wooreen with the free kick and Nick O'Neill to line up to put the Tigers in front.
Well, absolutely just pressure inside your forward 50, and Marcus Domar would have been very, very happy with the way the Tigers really worked hard to keep it inside there, and a couple of really strong tackles. And now that gives them an opportunity to hit the front.
So Warreneen haven't been in front all day so far. Nick O'Neill kick on its way. It's a minor score, but it's enough to give them the lead. They go to 6-12-48. They lead Koondrook Barham 7-5-47. That's on the Sid Wilson Auto Electric score with 18 minutes gone, final 10.
Compliments of Magazine Swan Hill, 3/4 time the Golden Rivers, Wandella 9-5-59, Nullawall 8-8. 56 3-point lead to the Bombers. Oh, the pressure here is enormous. The pressure, in fact, now is right back squarely on the Raiders' shoulders. Woodland have done all the attacking in this quarter. Raiders struggling to get it across half forward. And there's a reason. The kick bounces toward half forward. Woodland have got numbers back. A handball goes wide from Jared Wishart. Puts his teammate under all sorts of pressure. Played as the call. The ball comes out the back. The Tigers give the handball over. The shot on goal. He's missed it. He's gone the lot, has he?
Has.
Oh, he's called a minor score. Oh, 6-13-49. That is the Warren side. The Raiders 7-5-47. The goal umpire was saying was out on the full. I think it's sold. It's a minor score.
Well, the goal umpire said it was out the full, but I think the boundary umpire was standing on the point post, so he had the final call and said, no, it's mine inside.
Well, it's now Warreneen by 2 points. The Raiders with Huntley to kick the ball back in. He needs to find a target. He can keep going long all he wants, but he's playing right into the hands of Warreneen, but it's going to be 50. Not sure what that was for, Bull.
No, not sure. I didn't see it whether Boyd had gone over the mark, so that means it should come all the way to the centre square.
That's about all it can be, isn't it, at that stage?
Yep.
It just has to
Not too close, or someone impeded too close to the line.
Well, this is as good an opportunity as they're going to get to go forward here. The Raiders, Huntley goes wide out towards Shannon. Oh, made it look good, did Shannon. Handball over the top of the bar. He's got to run around side. Wishart, they've worked it up to half forward. Inside 50 now. Heffer has to sit under it. Bounces. Beams at the back. Was good. Cameron, little handball over the top to Warburton. He's got Nicholas. Nicholas takes it over the line. And we will have a boundary throwing half forward for the Raiders as Koondrook Barham trail Warreneen by 2 points as we've just ticked in that time on.
Taylor Cameron was cool then. Really cool.
Yeah, really good work there by Shannon.
Barrington goes the thump. Wants to get somebody in with it. Dicko Flaherty's that player. Gives a handball out. Needs to get a Shepherd back in. Should be a ball up. Is going to be a ball up. Tommy Lamb had the footy. Just couldn't quite get clear. And Josh Stone says, yeah, mate. I tackled you. We went to ground. Ball with the central umpire.
Barrington and Gardner, neither one able to get a clean tap. Lamb, hands and knees, trying desperately to win the footy for his team. All we can do is get a neutral ball. We're going to get another ball up. Still 75 from home for the Raiders, slightly into attack. Skinner over the top, couldn't take it. Dicko Flaherty has, he's gone to ground. Thomas tried to get a handle out, was taken to ground. Holding, good decision from the umpire, going the way of Jack Tax.
They need a mark, and they need it quickly, the Raiders. They need a mark down deep if they can find it. The players lose short. They want to go short to Tommy Lamb. They want to go short or not. Tommy Lamb's still standing. No, he's going to go long. Look for the mark. It's a Hail Mary kick into the forward line player at the back. Have a look at it. Beams again. Rock, an absolute rock. You've got to come left. He's been given direction to do that. No movement for him though. Now he's going to do it. Kicks it towards Brian on the bench. Brian, here's your chance, mate. Ball carries the pack. Player diving under. Looked like he cocked one eye. The umpire having nothing of it. Eddie Thomas it was. The ball straight back onto the centre wing. And we are deep into this final quarter.
So 6-13-49 Warreneen. They lead Koondrook Barham 7-5-47. 2 point margin. We've gone into time on final quarter. Jai Barry takes it. The kick is high. Does it come back in with the wind? It did, but the umpires have called it out of bounds on the full. And it will be a free kick to the Raiders at half-back.
Shadow! Shadow! But I think it drifted back in by the time it came down. So
No doubt.
should have been a free kick.
Big mark pulled in here for the Raiders by Corey Barrington. Warreneen doing everything. They're desperate. They want this spot in the final. A strong mark taken by Tommy May. Wants to get it going. Huntley's hot. Quick hands over the top. Clever football. Two experienced players. The shot. Oh, it's down the field. It's going to be down the field. Free kick to Dick O'Flaherty. It's down the ground. He's going to be put around. Dick O'Flaherty.
Take your time.
Oh, pressure. And I use the word personified. This is a massive kick for season 2019 for both of these sides. Jake Dick O'Flaherty.
No one has been able to kick it from that side of the ground heading towards the goal.
Finals are for history. Let's see if Jake Dick O'Flaherty can do it. His kick, he doesn't like it off the boot. He doesn't like it at all. It's struggled through for a minor score. 49 plays 48. The Tigers are in front. What happens, Shane? Are we here for extra?
Well, they have to win the ball back here, do the Raiders. They have to hold up Warreneen, because we've seen how hard it is once it gets down the other end of the ground to try to get it up to this social club's end of Greenham Park. Cad, he's got the kick-in duties. His team lead by a point. We've gone 23 and a half minutes final turn. Corey Barrington, just won the ball back. Little handball over the top there from Thomas. Tried to find Greg Whelan, couldn't do so. Whelan's looked tight, but the Corey Barrington sitting over the ball, has to get rid of it. Umpire says, give it to me. We'll have the ball up 70 metres from home for the Raiders.
Well, you've been kind of your boys. It's been on this side of the ground anyway.
They throw one of the big boys forward. It's a free kick. Should be the away of the Warreneen side, I would suggest, to their ruckman, Lockie Gardner. Suck up some time, Lockie is the call. Cannot afford to get it forward here on the Warreneen side without somebody on top of the footy. They've got it at centre half forward. Quick hands out the back of the pack. Goes the way of their team, and that's through Taylor Cameron, who unloads the half forward.
So high ball taken now by Jack Thomas. He's quickly claimed by Matanucci. Centre half forward for the Tigers. We're going to get a ball up. And it is Warreneen by 1 point. 6-13-49. They lead the Raiders 7-6-48. 24 and a half minutes gone in this final term. Ball still at centre half forward. We're going to get a secondary bounce as neither team able to clear. Ryan Mansbridge thanks to Mawson's contact.
Yeah, well, the two Barringtons are going to swap over, the brothers, and coming back on, the big fella Jacob. But Tommy May was pointing to the bench, get him back on the ground and hurry up, because they need him around the rough-count contest.
Here's their chance. Get him straight in there now. Bring somebody wide. Let's see if they can get a thump forward. It's still right to thump the ball, but you have to get on the end of it. Crowd right up in amongst it. He does that. He gets the ball out wide. Here's a chance for the Raiders. Huntley gets the ball across the boot. Goes out wide to Atwell. Atwell lays it across. It's out wide. A chance for the Raiders. Can they get on the end of it? Tommy Lamb absolutely dead on his legs. Cannot raise a jog. And the ball's gone in underneath the pack. It's on the outer side between centre, wing and half forward flank. Raiders ever so slightly into attack. Cannot be long to go.
Plenty of contenders for the Cadenas Mechanical and 4x4 best on the ground. Absolutely both sides putting their hands up, and players really standing up in the last 4 or 5 minutes of this final quarter.
So ball now between centre wing and half forward for the Raiders. Barrington with the tap, Heenan with the clearance. High ball doesn't go anywhere though. Domar dropped them up, little handball. Skinner's released. Just doesn't sit for him. Goes over the boundary and over for a throw in. Centre wing, far side of the ground. It is Warreneen by 1 point, 25 and a half, nearly 26 minutes gone, final turn.
Won't be too much in this either too. Time on, haven't been a great deal of goals scored.
Ball close to the boundary line on the outer side. Warreneen able to pick it up, but sharked here by the Raiders. There's an up and under. The ruckman don't even try to mark it. They just try and push it forward. Skinner comes through. Oh, took him on. Gone for mine. Yes, umpire agrees. He took him on for mine.
Yep.
He tried them. Don't argue for a start. And going back is Callan Huntley. He needs to get it long, and he needs to get somebody on the end of it. Well, the long is okay, as long as you get somebody on the mark. He cannot do that. Oh, Tommy May launches. Here's a chance for the Raiders through the centre of the ground. Lower the eyes. Lower the eyes. It didn't carry. Duck, weave. Wishart gets it around the body. Last roll of the dice, you would think, for the Raiders. Going back, inboard. Dick O'Flaherty gets over. The handball goes away. Kicked an unbelievable goal and put the Raiders in front. 8-6-54. Warreneen 6-13-49. Oh my God, what a game of footy. What a game.
Unbelievable work up the ground, and just the way Barrington's come back onto the ground, just a couple of little touches that it's been able to get it forward and put someone on the end of it. Wishart did the right thing. He knew he had Heifer around the corner. He got it there. But a great run from O'Flaherty, because he ran from centre wing all the way down the ground to get to front square. And O'Dwyer finished it off.
Lock up if you can.
Well, they should be getting numbers back. The Raiders, they can't. Heenan looks to get the clearance. Only as far as Turvey, hands off to Tommy Lamb at halfback. He goes long and wide. There's still time left in this game. Ball sits for Domale. Takes it centre wing. Has a player over the top. Inanucci. Here's short chip. Finds Gardner. Takes the mark. Centre wing for the Tigers.
Gardner goes short. The Tigers build through centre half forward. There's a chance for Boyd. Can he get on the mark? Oh, Gardner, Corey Kelly again! Corey Kelly stands tall among the big boys, and Corey Kelly has taken a mark for the Tigers. They are up and about these sides. I tell you what, both of them. This is deserving of a grand final. I know it's not, but Corey Kelly now. I tell you what, the only little twist here would be if the siren went.
Well, we had a kick after the siren and win the reserves.
Corey Kelly.
I don't think it will be.
Bright red boots.
Before the siren, so...
Pressure. Corey, can he put his side back in front? He lays across it. Absolutely no doubt. Corey Kelly has kicked the goal after taking a brilliant mark. Standing in underneath the pack. Almost have to be the mark of the day for Swan Hill Higher.
Got over the back of the park, and he read it the best. And I think that the Raiders just panicked there a little bit. I think Tommy Lamb off half back here, he tried to put it out into space and get it over the line to sort of bide some time, but there was no one out there for the Raiders. The Tigers, though, were very calm, just chipped it around, used the time, got it inside forward 50, and they couldn't go.
Now, here's the difference. They've set numbers aplenty back, have Marine. This is what Koondrook Barham should have done at the last stoppage. They left their 6 forwards forward and had space at the back. In the middle, Barrington taps, little handball over the top to Huntley, forces it forward, they need a mark, Heffer can't do so, fisted away from him by Rawdon. Alright, tackle was on, comes back now, Smith goes back inside 50, will they take the mark? Oh, just off hands, Atwell now, he takes it, inside 50 still, Tommy May can't take it, goes to the ground. Kick was smothered by Wishart. They're still inside 50. Barry goes to the ground. In the back. No, umpire says, give it to me.
She's red hot, boys. She's red hot.
It is a 1-point ball game. Warrenine lead, but it's Koondrook Barham 25 metres out from home.
In the North Central, the Birchip Bulls are through to the grand final to take on Sea Lake.
Atwell, tap down over the top, getting it towards goal. A point will tie it up. Nicholas goes straight over the line. Takes the goal. Oh, she says throw it in right on the siren. And Warrenine have won. They are through to the grand final by 1 point.
Oh, Raiders not happy, but you know what? Have a look at the scoreboard. That's unfortunate. That's the way it goes. The umpire copping a little bit there. I don't think there's any doubt he took it over the line. But the win goes the way of the Warrenine combination. 7-13, 55. Koondrook Barham 8-6, 54.
Would have been hard to pay that.
Yep.
Hadn't seen any deliberates paid all day. Haven't seen them paid for it all season. So for the second semi to be decided like that would have been pretty tough. But Warrenine, they are through to their 3rd straight grand final. They were made to work for it. The final score by 1 point. Brian Mansbridge, thanks to Mawson's Concrete, you're down at ground level.
Quickly try and get an interview.
Just slightly, Shane, what you were saying about the Raiders not getting players back when they had the advantage. Non-playing coach, playing coach. I'm not saying that was a difference, but the non-playing coach, as soon as they hit the lead, it was clear. Everybody back, throw everybody back. Prior to that, didn't happen, and unfortunately, there's only one winner, and that winner right now is the Warrenine side because they go into yet another grand final.
They do, as we said, they're 3rd in a row. They are reigning premiers from last year after defeating the Mallee Eagles. Prior to that, in 2017, they came up against the Might of Kerrang and were beaten on the day. But right now, they will be be in the box seat to go back to back. They've got one hand on the cup, they've got one foot in the door anyway, Noel. And as for the Raiders, they still have a game to play next week now against the prelim final, and that's going to be the hard part for them, is trying to get back up after this game. They led all day until time on in the final quarter, when Warreneen were able to get over the top of them, if you've just got in the car, and they did get back in front, did the Raiders. They got a goal thanks to Matt O'Dwyer at about the 25-minute mark of the final quarter, but Corey Kelly, with ice running through the veins, just was able to nail the set shot, and that gave Warreneen the win.
Players launched themselves for marks down there, and Corey Kelly stayed on the ground, which is what a shorter guy does, stays on the ground, and he just took the mark standing on the ground, and as you said, went back and just drilled it like it was just a training exercise. I know the pressure was on him, but what a